and then you basically just put the Nivea ult down. You try to fight around places like Baron, where you have to force people through a clutch. So they have to walk through the Nivea ult, or they have to choose a different area to fight in. So you can either shove them off, or take an objective, or maybe do a Baron dance between mid or Baron. You just have to make sure that Nivea is constantly creating an area for you where you want to fight.
Yeah, 100%. Otherwise, there's some top quality pasta already coming through from the Sunshine. Spam the salt if Sheepy's game is always on a halt. So exclamation.
That's true.
Yeah, so we got some decent pasta coming through already, but so far we have the silver lock-in for Red Raven, or at least for Red Raven's side. I assume it will be onto him, seeing as it is something he's been abusing a lot. Honestly, been talking to him a bit yesterday, so I kind of know, or kind of expect certain picks in the bot lane. Not going to mention anything until it's locked in, at least the support as well. So I don't want to give anything away in the first match at least. So Silver is actually the highest win rate AD carry at the moment. Super well, very good, very highly contested. So I like that lock-in as you're up there as well. So not about to pick up for the side of GG. Last little repositioning, etc.
Interesting. I wonder, like, I watched CLG's game last night, and they actually got Yuumi. They went Yuumi Sivir, and Yuumi Sivir seems like a really good pick at the moment. Just because Sivir is pretty safe. She has her ultimate, she has the spell shield as well. Yeah, so it seems like it's a really good pick, and it seems like it's going to be something priority. A lot of teams have either banned it last night or picked it. So I'm taking it in the pro scene. It's considered a very high, highly contested pick actually.
100% agree with you on that one. Although, dude, it is one of those high skill cap champions, so you need to know what you're doing with it. You can't just randomly pick the champion and hope for the best. So we've seen it already once from the side of Royalty, main side, from Celestial. Didn't work too hot, unfortunately. They did lose that series not for 2, so it's a little bit of an unfortunate one. So yet to see a Yuumi be used for a team's victory in the SA scene at least. But Kira just mentioned how he's always said that the Yuumi pick was always blasted. Same voice said that it's overpowered despite when it was released having a really low win rate. It's a very niche champion, unlike any other champ's playstyle in the game. So that's gonna influence the win rate at the start especially. But I think they've buffed it twice now, so it's in a super overstated state. There's the Janna lock-in, I knew it. Red Raven been ranting about him and his support in solo queue challenger sloth, exploiting the Janna Sivir combination. So
wait a second, is he? Yeah, okay, he's trolling. I just wanted to say there's already a Galio, so I'm expecting the Galio to be support here, but he's hovering Taric, and now he's switching to Teemo, so I'm pretty sure he's trolling.
He's trying to trigger us, dude. He's trying to get Darth and Sinister alert. But Taric has good win rate on VS Gaming casters. Darth definitely is good in the meta, dude. Taric not going to be picked up unfortunately. They need luck in the rise.
And we're gonna have the typical GG comp coming through. We have, I think that Nunu is probably gonna be locked in. I think. We have Urgot on Mancakes on his Urgot. We have Pitar on Israel, which he's changed his name. He's now KS Faster, by the way. Yikes. What's up with that, guys? We're not calling him Pitar anymore.
No, Pitar's
and we've got GG Mr. Not on Rise. So yeah, we're getting a typical team. Hey, see, we're not gonna get Nunu. That's pretty odd.
Faster's the jungler, dude. Pitar's still on the bot lane.
Oh, okay. What was it? What? Oh, okay. I'm confused. Never mind.
Well, it's Darth getting a little bit disappointed till showing some flags. There's no, you can't hover the turret like that and you bait me. But nonetheless, we got the comps dive fully locked in, like Sinister just mentioned. I mean, both comps pretty decent. I think Mancakes and Friends are a little bit more tankier. Versus, I mean, it's the two tank versus the, I guess technically 2 as well. I mean, Hecarim isn't quite a tank, but he still is bruiser. Same with Rise, pretty tanky.
I mean, I think GG is still a bit more tanky, considering Israel might get an ice spawn. So even the Israel is going to be like not an easy ADC just to squish into the ground. I mean, Galio, Rise is a really tanky once he gets Archangel Staff upgraded into the Mana Shield. So there's a lot of tankiness actually coming through from GG side. I mean, still a fair amount of tank on ATG as well, considering the fact that their support is very squishy. But other than that, I think they have enough to keep themselves safe.
Well, as guys, you haven't already realized, the bans are below here, guys. It's covered at the top. I'm aware of that. The bans over here. This is the side of ATG. That is the side. Wait, that is the side of GG. What's up, Yogi? Oh, it's Tiger. How's it going, dude? Welcome to the channel, my dude. If you guys just joined us now, this is kind of the game 1 of the best of 3 VS Gaming Prem Division. Week 1, GG versus ATG for the first series. So if you guys don't know what's happening, is this series now at 5 o'clock, or technically 20 past 5, half past 5 for the first match. Hopefully done by 7 o'clock. No jinxes, but 2 for naught in either direction. So more than encouraged. But nonetheless, then we've got WRG versus the other ATG side at 7 o'clock, and then another cast at 11, I believe it is, which is the Irish sides. I don't recall the names of the teams off the top of my head, as it was just a last minute addition to tonight's roster. But
I hope you have enough coffee, Sheepy, because it's going to be a long stream for you.
I don't know if we're going to continue from the 7 o'clock series all the way to 11, dude. I feel like that's pushing it a bit much. Maybe take it down and come back at 11. But we'll see how it goes, no pressure. Nonetheless, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Sheepy, South African streamer / caster, creating South African esports content 7 nights a week from generally 8 PM GMT +2 onwards. Myself and Sinister on the cast tonight. Sinister, are you prepared for the series, dude? Are you mentally ready?
I am very ready. I've been ready since I saw my phone lit up and it said Sheepy is calling you. So it's I'm all good. I'm ready to go. And because Red Raven has been amping himself and this team up a lot. I'm ready to see. You can go quote Red on chat to bring up that, and apparently this team is going to go far, and going to have to see if we can live up to the hype here.
Yes, basically, you guys are trying to create some quotes for copy pastas and whatnot. So that was said yesterday by certain somebody in Twitch chat. I think Red Raven has potential to be the best. I thought Royalty Academy could have challenge for top spots or top VS spot if they were given another year to work in teamwork. I mean, I'm not saying I don't agree with you, but unfortunately, the Royalty Academy no longer with us, so we've just got the copy pasta instead. We're not going to divulge where the source of the pasta comes from, though, guys, because we know you guys will steal it. And there's gonna be enough copy pasta for the rest of us. But nonetheless, 40 seconds left until we will jump into this match. If you guys haven't already worked it out, it's gonna be Shen the top lane versus the Urgot, Hecarim in the jungle versus Sejuani, mid lane Malzahar versus Mr. Nuts, Rise, Galio support with the 80 carry Pataz Ezreal, and Sivajena in the bot lane from Red Raven and Challenger Sloth. Dude, I mean, on paper, I feel like the GG side's ranks are overall better. I mean, Mr. Dot hasn't had the hottest of Rise games lately, so let's see if he can turn the tides. Maybe come through with a Garth Ryan Miller Rise tonight. Other than that, Mancakes hasn't really got his Urgot in a long time, as well as I believe he's playing from Johannesburg, so higher ping, as well as worse atmosphere, due to the fact that he's there for work. And got no information for you guys about the Hecarim.
Is he by some chance playing at
Pupilazer's
house? Yeah. Is he there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, I think he should be quite comfortable. I think he's probably playing on his PC and on good internet, so I think he should be fine. Other than if it's not his peripherals, I know that can definitely throw me out sometimes if it's not your own peripherals. So if I was him, if I knew I was going to Joburg, I would just bring my keyboard and mouse with me. I think that would be enough, and then I wouldn't care too much.
I agree with you. I cannot stand playing other people's setups. But nonetheless, you'll be loading into the game.
That's a pretty cool copy pasta, but it's very exclusive. So anyone that's not a tier 1 sub to Sheepy's channel, unfortunately, will not be able to spam that copy pasta.
Let's be real at this point. Are there any non-subs?
Yeah, that is true. I literally was in my VR chat streamer stream yesterday, and I saw him opening his Twitch chat, and he typed a message to us, and I saw him having a Sheepy sub, and I was like, Nani? Why does he have a sub? He's like, give me a... But I was like, okay, yeah, that's
sometimes
pretty
there's not enough
understandable.
people. There's not enough people, and it just gives it to your random followers.
Yikes! Stake does not have a sub, guys. Can someone please make a plan?
Quote. So guys, basically for the quotes, it's gonna be any word, but only 4 letters worth of the word. So it'll be quote Jan, just for the future. I don't think.
Oh, maintenance bot doesn't have a sub,
yeah,
guys.
maintenance bot doesn't have a sub, so he's gonna be a little bit quite scuffed. But nonetheless, that is for people who want to refer back to that at a later stage. So if you guys just want to try and remember that, let me just fix that quickly. Cool, that should be good. Otherwise, we'll be loading to the game, looking at the mastery points. So I got very comfortable. Shen a little bit low. Sejuani comfortable. Hecarim a bit low as well. Same with the Rise even. Gatekeeper Gallia very comfortable. Warden Sivir. Sivir being a champion that Red Raven's only recently picked up. Before he felt like he wasn't very comfortable on it, but now he's making it work. He is so overpowered, so overstated. So according to champion picks in win rate, I mean, like, Janna Sivir is like the peak you can get for the two roles. I think literally like the two highest win rates for the for AD carry and support. So in theory, you should see a Red Raven late game carry if everything goes according to win rates, excluding player difference, etc.
I mean,
But,
I felt that Sivir is a very good ADC. Since she is one of those ADCs that provides a lot of utility, even if she doesn't do very well in lane, she has a lot to offer. Plus, even a wave clear in a situation where they're trying to siege against you or where you are trying to siege. Sivir is just one of the ADCs that's pretty much almost unrivaled when it comes to wave clear. Once you have some of the attack speed items build up or crit, you just basically W into a wave and Q it and it's completely gone. Other than that, we actually see GG stacking up.
Mastery taunts, even
and it's this is a bad thing. A lot of teams does not cover this mid lane, so they're gonna walk up through for free.
Telesaurus re-ganked, does drop a ward as he walks away from the brush, so nothing too hectic coming through. Build has the taunt flash if required. Raven getting a little bit of pokey poke. Klepto. Nonetheless, Sadistic, just let me know if the music's too loud or too soft or anything like that too. Cool. We reset up the sound system using a different virtual soundboard. So everything's a little bit chaotic at the moment. Had some interesting issues yesterday's stream. Spam does smile if GG is gonna win in style. Smile style. Actually works a little bit, it's not bad.
Yeah, I think it's good.
The
The sunshine never disappoints, after all.
Otherwise, you can always use BCTV emotes as well if you're looking for weird things.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But other than that, coming back to the point that you said Mr. Not wasn't having the best Rise games, I actually think it's fine in my opinion. Actually, I think because of their spot early in the bot lane, I think they're going to actually know where the junglers are starting. But anyways, back to my point. I think it's okay that if he doesn't do too well in laning phase, since Mr. Not is known for playing the side waves a lot. So as long as you can safely make it through laning phase, I don't think it's going to be an issue, because I think he's going to be in the side lanes anyway. He's going to try and siege or push towers and create some pressure for his team, and then just make some plays with his ultimate or the TP.
What's up, train station? Excuse me. So we had a question coming through from the chat asking what soundboard do we use? My voice. Right, I'm back again. Holy moly. Bit of a train on the top side. So we had, what's his name now? Apologies. Steak asking what soundboard we use. So we use a virtual soundboard. Before we were using Voice Meet Banana. Now we're using a little bit more of an advanced version, which is called Voice Meet Potato. There you go, Potato. So that's the current one we're using. It allows you to sort of like split all your different audio channels into separate channels, I guess, all different audio sources into different channels. So it lets you control the volumes of stuff as well as, sort of make it possible to mute. Oh, hold that thought. Red Raven with a very early spell ship, but the fast state flash is not going to work out as he does connect the last take. The flash and the W damage plus the ignite not going to be enough to take him down, unfortunately. Red Raven forced to burn both the heal and flash and will go down for the first blood of the first match of the tonight's series.
And that's pretty sad. Red Raven burning his flash and his heal and still dying. That's pretty sad for him. I think that's going to be a bit of a problem later on, and Janna's also going to get caught off.
So, hang on. Chan just lost a little bit of trouble, but out to reposition. So we did see Chan just lost and Red Raven rather a little bit over investment there, trying to catch out the Hackram for the punish on the gank. Didn't work out, unfortunately. Re-gank now. So the sword's very low, needs to be careful as well. The last auto attack plus the taunt going to be used as a defense.
A lot of action already coming through in this bot lane, and you can see GG has the sights set on this bot lane.
So a bit of a trail on the top side. Mancakes does take tower shots. So the disdain for the reposition, Jazazm. Bit of an even trade.
That's a pretty cool name. I like that name. Jazazm. It rolls off the tongue.
It reminds me of that superhero movie that came out recently, Shazam. Jazazm. Shazam. Gotten around to watching that at all. Take that as a no.
But Piltosaurus got his health actually quite back pretty quickly. I wonder if he has Tabop Tonic or something.
Most likely. Otherwise, that's in-game time. Don't think we actually...
4 minutes, 8 seconds, 10 seconds.
I'm at 9, 10, 11, 12. So we do
go,
see
go,
the...
go. No.
Keep counting. I didn't pause it. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, Doc just saying he enjoyed Shazam. I watched it on obviously online. Didn't actually go see the movies, but like I don't know. I didn't really care for it. I think I've grown out of the whole superheroes era to an extent, or maybe just not that movie in particular. A lot of jokes, a lot more than usual. But we see Sejuani the rotation to the top side. Man kicks overextended. Does have both flash and teleport available. Disdain's not going to connect, but Shen super low. Regangs here finally. Man kicks, lots of damage, he's not in a good position. The flash is there with this follow-up stun. The flash back in from Regang, looking to get the last auto attack, but here comes Phantom.
Oh, so close.
Or faster rather, pushes him away, does go down. Unfortunately, man kicks. First step to the side of GG. Can they make the double? They do make the double actually, but here comes Mr. Knot, the flash and lots of damage. Mr. Knot, or is that Gothrider Miller? Just doesn't. Flash out for the disengage.
Oh, I think a double here would be very good for Mr. Knot.
Gets the last
yes, that's
second.
going to be pretty massive
Just
for Rise. Being 2-0 in, he's going to probably recall now and get himself another item. He's got $1,000 on hand. Unfortunately, actually won't be able to recall since Malzahar is punishing for leaving this lane, so he is going to push the wave into the tower, and he himself will actually get it back.
So that's gonna basically negate the Rise early game, like lose or like weak early game rather. So he should be able to go toe versus Aerofrosty after that first base now, seeing as he has just got a double kill, which is pretty massive on a Rise especially. He's one of the few champs in this game you cannot afford to feed in the early, just as a man kicks. Spam this well if you know how to meow. Steak knows how to meow.
And before learn to let's learn how to meow comes through from the sunshine. Or PP lasers. But other than that, we already see a fair amount of gold lead here from GG, building up a few hundred gold lead now. Mancakes getting caught off here.
This against the Regang coming through, living up to the name. Punish on the Mancakes. Misses the taunt though. Mancakes, lots of legs, but not able to pull off that fear beyond death in time, unfortunately. Looking for the 1v2.
And Mr. Knot is top again.
Did we hit the back button or something, dude? This is like freaking deja vu.
Yeah, I've been here in this place before.
So we do see that Childish Sloth has opted to go for the Queen channel, which is very interesting, honestly. I mean, I know that people are going for the Emax in the current state due to the change this patch with Janna's shield that's bumped up her win rate to like 54% or something. But as far as I know, Coin's still not the optimal go-to, especially in a matchup like this. I feel like you can potentially poke out, but here comes the faster gang. The teleport has come through from both top lane and mid lane. Oh, looks like the double TP, the full team rotation other than Sejuani. So they did bait that out. No cancels allowed anymore. No takebacks.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's pretty big now that Aerofrosty is forced to teleport bot, because not only is all of the globals down now, you can even see Shen's ultimates down, so literally no globals anymore on ATG side, but Mr. Knot is actually getting a free shove in mid now, and you can actually see Mr. Knot is still ahead on CS, despite the fact that he's roamed so many times from mid lane now. So you've got to wonder, like, this Rise is going to be extremely strong later on.
Dude, if there was ever a game for Mr. Knot to show himself that he can carry, this would be it. He's got I wouldn't say handed the kills, but he's done a very good job in the early game to sort of give himself a bit of a lead in both CS and kills.
Yeah, and you would in a game like this where you've roamed constantly, like, it's almost a given that you'll be behind in CS, but in this case it just seems like Aerofrosty is struggling to keep up with CS.
But she's a Malzahar who basically specializes in shoving lanes. Quite easily with the combination of abilities, able to clear that wave as well as get some mana back. Has the TP on cooldown due to the double teleport, although Shen will have his up soon. As the
and I mean,
is
yeah, both teams has no more global, so it should be fine.
I mean, you could kind of count Mr. Knot's ulti as a global, so semi global. It's like high range.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Well, it's currently 3-3, 12.7 to 13.8. Mancakes has a little bit of trade on the top side. Jazaz taking a very good trade.
Yeah, I think the longer Jazazim gets, as long as he gets more and more tanky items, he should be fine into Urgot, since I'm pretty sure that he is tanky enough to take a lot of that damage from the disdain. I think if his W isn't up or his Q isn't up, I don't think he should try and trade, but other than that, I think he should be fun trading, actually.
So we got the double rotation coming through from red side. Looks like Malzahar and Sejuani sort of hovering up towards top, trying to punish the Mancakes pressure that he creates. He likes to step up and sort of shove you under turret and then disrespect a bit by staying near the turret. So So it looks like he is respecting that a bit, maybe Mr. not calling that away, but looks like a mid-gank attempt coming through from the Sejuani. The open Mozart has come down. Another gift for Sejuani to lock down the chain. CSC will be there, and it's quite an easy kill. Very nicely played from the side of ATG, looking pretty good.
And this is definitely something you want to do when you have a Malzahar on your team. You want to abuse that ultimate that locks down your opponent for so long. So getting the Sejuani into mid lane, I think, was a very, very good thing to do, because not only is his flash not up, but pretty much not much he can do while a Malzahar ults you, since, you know, he doesn't have a QSS, and nothing else you can do, basically.
Looks like a bit of a 3-man gank at the bot side, not looking too good for Red Raven as they do apply so much damage. Red Raven flashing away from the Chandler Sloth. The ultimate Gale not going to be enough to keep him alive, unfortunately, but Foster just narrowly surviving. Batar, self-shield coming through the ignite applied, but Batar will be able to survive, likely enough. And that's going to be multiple plays on the bot side. Good faster gank coming through. What does KS stand for? Like in his name?
Kill secure faster?
I don't know, could be. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, looking at CS differences, we can actually see that Regank, even though he was on top side so much, he's 4 for 1, and he's got a CS lead over KS faster. So actually quite a big jungle difference here. And other than that, most of the CS going in favor of GG. You can see Mancake CS lead, Putar CS lead. So CS mostly really good for GG side.
Dumpling, what's up, dude? Says KS's kill still. I mean, could be. The thing is, though, like, the entire side is called GG, for example, stands for good gaming, so I think maybe KS is playing for another side or something. Maybe pretty odd for him to set his name to KS faster when he's playing for a side of GG. That's just my thought process. But, what's up, Dumpling? Welcome to the channel, dude. The 5 to 4, 19.1 to the 17.4k. Re-ganked with the repeat gank. The top side of the taunt is there. Sejuani locked on. Does not. Wait, does actually hit the target. Didn't recast it though. Maybe just change his seat. So it looks like Mr. not able to teleport up and get the kill on a Shen. Re-gank showing no fear. Here comes faster. Kill secure faster, that is. Just the pushback.
Yeah, rather not dive that. Sejuani is a pretty tanky boy. Already has that Cinderhawk finished. So I don't think it's a good idea to try and tower dive that.
So Mr. Not won't try though, faster. Bad idea is Mr. Not specialty, counter. Faster does get a little bit of heal back from the try, very, very close, but will be able to survive. So they actually managed to pull off the dive, Sinister.
Yeah, very, very low health. I think that last tower shot was just graceful enough not to kill him. But I think Mr. Not tanking one of the tower shots pretty much saved them from trading over a kill on that side.
So ultimate casted. So TP invested. But quite ATG has spammed this gift. If ATG is winning, the summon is a rift. Spam this Corgi. If I can't think of anything off the top of my head, not very good. The Kelpie pasta creation. Over the consuming. Spam this Corgi 4G. No, that doesn't make sense.
It's okay, so leave it to Sunshine. Still think of something.
I'll leave a bit of a poke. Chandler Sloth with the cheeky side step, the fancy feet. Got his boots with the fur. Mancake's caught off again. What is this, dude? Over and over again. But the descent will allow him to get through the gap, actually. Mancake's locked it down. No ultimate flash available. Not going to look for it. Maybe go over the pit into the Baron, but not going to happen. Shazans gets yet another kill. Dude, said you want his name. Actually, check it out for once. Re-ganked. He's going to be ganking top lane over and over again. Think he's gone and he just returns for that next gank.
I mean, at this stage, for how long does it stay viable to keep ganking top? Because yes, you've made a big difference in getting the Shen ahead. Wait, hold that thought. Red Raven gonna get ganked again as well.
Gonna be able to stay alive thanks to the Gale this time, but we got faster chilling the brush. Zazan has invested the ulti plus the teleport from Malzahar, so we see get another 4-man rotation from the other arrow. Tilt showing no fear as he does get the 3-man taunt into the hero's entrance. Teleport coming through as well. Frosty getting the first kill onto the support. Chandler starts the flash away, so he does get knocked back thanks to that onslaught of shots. Very nicely played actually from the side of Era. Or ATG Jordan.
Yeah, and looks like they will also be getting first tower off of that play. So overall going in favor of GG, and I don't think ATG was expecting that from them. The all-in pretty much coming in from the team. And as I was saying before, how long does it stay viable to keep on ganking top when he still has a CS lead, even though he's been ganked so many times. He's 0 for 1 with a CS lead. So that means he's still getting a good amount of experience and income, even though he isn't being denied all this pressure. But at the same time, Rise has gotten kills and gotten himself so far ahead off of this top lane, re-ganking every time. So I don't know how worth it is for them. And plus, this bot lane is getting very far ahead because they are rather investing more of their ganks into bot lane than top lane. And I think Pancakes can absorb the pressure. It's all good.
Little check going through. Not going to connect, unfortunately, but the knock up there from the Janna Tornado. The heal has been invested for the extra move speed. Must have not trying to walk this one off. Looks like it should be safe. Re-ganked. No ultimate available, unfortunately. So they did lose the bottom tier 1 turret. So the first turret plus the plates going over to the side of GG. But they picked up the Rift. Slightly late Rift Tail that has been spawned in the mid lane for the Siege now, though. But there's no plate guard as it is 15 minutes in. 5-man rotation. Galio, for some reason, in the top side of the map. What are you doing there, Tiltosaurus? Got no hero's entrance. Tier 1 turret most likely will go down. Shetty losing a bit of health for no reason, unfortunately. But, looks like GG here to punish. The challenge does go through, so the reset should be shown in a second by ATG. But what I was trying to say before is the top lane, like you said. Oh, hold that thought. Tiltosaurus coming from behind. Does get the taunt. Nothing going to come from, unfortunately. Like I was saying before, you said that top lane has a CS lead. The thing is, though, like, in this kind of game, I mean, Mancakes is well known for overextending on his Urgot as a pick that he feels very comfortable on, so he does tend to play very far up, so they're trying to punish that. But I mean, with a matchup or with a team comp like this, I would think you need to set the bot lane, try to get the Sivir ahead, try to get the Janna ahead, as they are just so overstated. If you can get to the point where they can carry, get Sivir her 2 to 3 item power spike, and potentially just like delete people with those with the boomerang bounces in team fights.
Yeah, and like we said in Champ Select, GG is a very tanky team. So you can almost, if they were to be put behind, if Mr. Knot didn't have his 4 for 1, Mancakes is going to look to pick Mr. Frosty off here and
return ulti, not going to keep him alive, it doesn't seem though. Mancakes super low, the DPS, hang on, that's a little bit too much frost for you to handle as he does go down the 1 for 1 lane.
Yeah, and I don't think he expected the ultimate to keep the Nether Grasp to keep him locked down so long. And actually doing a very big chunk of his health there and actually winning that fight due to it.
Spam this corgi if you think it's a cute doggy. Doesn't really work, but yeah.
Yeah, but like as I was saying, the side of GG, if Mr. Knot wasn't this fed, they would have lacked a lot of damage if bot lane wasn't put ahead. So in this case, them focusing bot is exactly what GG wants to do because that's one of their main damage sources. And in this case, it's 301 ADC with a CS lead over Red Raven. I think is going to be pretty spicy.
Baton taking a lot of damage. Very nicely played by the side of ATG. But you're saying, oh, onslaught of shadows, lockdown. Where's Chandler's slot popping the ulti? But Ezreal Baton able to take him down just to finish off where Faster was not able to. Kills good.
I wonder if that kind of thing is reganked.
As I said, you want your lockdown if he requires it. Glacial Prison.
Yeah, you can see Tiltosaurus not running away, basically just making sure his team can run away, and if the enemy team decides to carry on, it'll just be the front line and make sure they're taunted into the tower, so they're not going to try and over-invest for that.
Red Raven burning his spell shields. It looks like Tilt trying to punish him for it. He does get the connection onto the snare, but they have them frontline Jazaz there to block him, and it looks like a bit of an over-investment until the source. Multiple members on the side of GG so low. The boomerang's gonna be there. Must have not trying to get some sort of recovery for it. Red Raven narrowly surviving. As we have Mancakes at the boss side, so very, very nicely played by the side of ATG just to punish that over-investment.
Yeah, I think GG was overstaying themselves a bit. They were very low, and I mean maybe either keep someone just to try and keep the tower safe, or just back off and rather reset. You can see Mr. Not actually pushing into the mid lane now because they still haven't gotten tier 1 in mid where ATG already has. So that's pretty big for ATG. Having a mid tower makes you more open to objectives to Baron and Dragon, so I think they want to get this tower very soon, which they are going to do. Mr. Not going to pick it up.
So despite the fact that GG are behind the kills, they have got the gold lead just due to better CSing, better rotations. We see multiple 4-man rotations to the bot lane, which is not worked out too well for them so far, but nonetheless they're on a very good track, still anybody's game.
Personal opinion, I like Iceborne Israel a lot more than Triforce. I feel like it's 1,000 gold cheaper. It offers still a good amount of damage, good amount of defenses, and the slow As someone that's not an ADC main, I really like the slow that I can help peel for myself a bit better. So in my opinion, I love the Iceborne Gauntlet much more than Triforce.
The regank is contesting the chickens camp. He does find a Mr. Not. That's one camp he did not expect. The onslaught is pushing him back in with Mancakes, landing that fear beyond death with the teleport in from Shen thanks to the ulti. Allows the regank to negate the recast or the threshold required for Mancakes to numb him. Teleport once again. ATG side, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but they're very, very trigger happy on these teleports, dude. A lot of the times not required, but they pull it anyway. I don't know if it's coming down to miscommunication or just nerves. So Drake under contest. It's not a big Drake. Aerofrosty walking a little bit too close. What are you doing, friends? Your Ares inside of Ares not here. Jazz managed to lock down the jungle with the flash taunt from Jazz. We're gonna be able to lock down Mr. Not. Mr. Not getting the kill onto the error though. This is Dane, Jazz very low, but the Triumph's gonna be coming through. Mancakes super low as well. Does go down. Looks like that's gonna be multiple members faster. Mancakes reganked. Aerofrosty all dead. Tillosaurus stuck between three members of the side of Air, but he will turn on the Shadow slot as he tries to walk it off. The stopwatch has been used, but he may just go down. He does go down to the poke damage as Tiltosaurus does die. Red Raven now left with Batar flashes of the wall. Very nice flash. Batar finds Jazazim instead. No landing of the taunt to Draven side step going through, but Batar finishing off with the auto attack, and that's going to be Mr. Not saying, how's it?
And I mean, Mr. Not doing a good job of, I mean, I think he could have maybe focused on Raven a bit more, but making sure that he flashes out and then comes back to deal more damage, making sure he doesn't die. I think that's the most important part. He has a lot of shutdown gold on him as well, and you can see actually he went Spellbinder as well, so a bit of a very aggressive build coming through from Mr. Not actually.
So I mean, like, I feel like the side of ATG, I keep seeing him calling him Eric because of Aerofrosty's name, and they play with the tag at his name at the start. I feel like they're doing very well, but I think they maybe need to work on the communication. It feels like Aerofrosty walking in there a little bit blind, his team a little bit further away than expected. So had that gank or had that collapse been a little bit better timed, I feel like they could have potentially won that fight. I mean, Raven was looking very good up to the point where Patali took him down.
Tiltosaurus? The DC? Yeah, it's a DC. Yeah, I thought he stood still there for a while, and it seems... I wonder if ATG is gonna... I think he's tanky enough to just walk it off.
So we have the support DC, like you said.
Yeah, he has a flash as well, so you might commit the flash. Let's see how it goes. Actually, the Knight's Vow coming through from him. Pretty situational depending on the enemy team. There's only a Red Raven actually that's very AD, so I don't know, maybe a Redemption or a Zeke's. I don't know, that's what I thought would have been very nice on Galio.
There's the match come through.
Just gonna walk it off.
Yeah, the pause is a little bit unfortunate. The thing is, they're going for like an armor based build because of the fact that Civil Lake Games is able to mount them. He's trying to survive the crit, he doesn't want to just get one-shotted. Hence the Iceborne decision plus the Knight's Vow. Even though, like you said, he's the only real AD source on the team. They already got 1.5 items completed, 145 CS. It is a bit down.
It seems like Bitar is actually going for the traditional blue build Israel here. He is going to see Iceborne plus Blade of the Ruined King instead of the usual what we're seeing currently in the meta.
So they did manage to get the Silver Ultimate on a Red Raven. Got a little bit spooked. Scared of the Tiltosaurus flash taunt potentially. Yeah, if you guys want to answer the trivia questions, it's exclamation mark answer space the word. Batar does get locked on. Sajoni playing this fight very nicely. Changes the ulti immediately afterwards. Batar with a reposition though. Teleport coming through for blue side. It's going to be Mr. Not looking to join the fight. Outside of Shadows knocking them back. Red Raven super low. Shen taunt or Shen shield going to be there. Keeping a little bit of life. He has the Shen trying to keep Mr. Not off his face. But Batar will finish him off with the reposition over the wall with that phase. And come back to Daddy, says Mancakes. Very, very nice fight yet again by the side of GG. Disrespect dance from him. Did you see the disrespect dance coming through from Mr. Not, dude?
No.
Baron rotation coming through.
But yeah, not a good fight for ATG to pick. Yeah, I think they really need to play around this ultimate of Nalzahar because you need to lock down this Israel. And in this case, Israel can just E backwards. It'll be safe, and they actually pick up a Baron for themselves now since they do have that Earth Drake as well. So going pretty quickly, and now they can try and siege these towers. Probably going to put Rise or Mancakes maybe in the side lanes and then have 3 people in mid.
I mean, in my head, I feel like this is just gonna be like a GG one-sided match from this point now. They're just winning team fight after team fight. And unless they make some sort of a crucial mistake, I don't feel like ATG will be able to pull this game back. I just feel like the Rise is just too fed at this point. 200 CS, 10 for 1. Even with the amount of CC in the lockdown, they just have too many members of their team creating so much damage. I mean, you saw how Baton was able to basically take out Red Raven towards the end of that last fight, getting on the back line. So they have both Mr. Knot as well as Baton to create a lot of damage.
Yeah, and this is another reason why I really love Iceborne Israel. If you do manage to catch someone off with your Q and then you slow them, then it's almost like like you have your own pick potential with the Israel right there with the Q. You E forward and you Q someone, like they can't move. You just Q them again, and it will slow them every single time. That's why I really love Iceborne Israel, and I always pick it up. Red Raven actually going for the Essence Reaver plus Phantom Dancer instead of the Essence Reaver IE, which a lot of people likes to take. But I think a bit behind on gold, that's probably the safer thing to do here.
Otherwise, you getting these massive visual bugs again with the Janna shield. We had it the other night as well. Like these massive Janna shields on the turrets. Take that as a no.
Probably just a spectator delay. Spectator.
Yeah, so 100%. Regank very aggressive.
Actually interesting, they're not doing the 3-1, they're rather doing a 3-2, making a lot of vision in between so they can make quick rotations in between the two lanes.
Yeah, they're trying to push the Baron as far as possible, maybe break the base. They have got access to the inhibitor now. I don't think the side of ATG are going to look to contest this. Janna Tornado.
Yeah, I mean at this point Rise is very spicy. Got a 205 CS, 10 kills. Got the 3 items, going to his 4th now.
They've made their rotation towards the mid. They're trying to break this turret as well. They're using the Baron as far as they can. If they can just get the entrance, like the gates opened, they don't even need to get the inhibitors just yet. They just need them exposed. It makes it so much easier to then apply pressure, potentially dance between the Baron when it is up again.
The first super minion is on its way. You can see on the minimap it is marching its way in now. It's almost halfway. So once that arrives,
lockdown, front line Telesaurus locked on onto Mancake as well, coming through from Mars ult on the reposition from the Flash. Mr. Knight finding Red Raven, forcing him to reposition as well as the spell shield's not available, unfortunately. Reganked Baton. Mr. Knight once again is putting so much pressure. Look at this support channel's last health. Where did it go? Telesaurus potentially for a flash taunt, doesn't opt to pull it as there is not enough.
Yeah, just the one thing to remember here, Mr. Knot did not go for the double mana item, so he is going to run. Ooh, okay, Red Raven pretty out of space place there. Gonna get picked up by Mr. Knot, and he is dancing on his body.
Mr. Knot with the disrespect, guys. Don't worry, Mr. Knot and Red Raven are mates, so it's all good fun.
It's healthy BM, guys. Don't worry.
They're not overstaying. Seems like he wants to catch up with support as well. Baton says, okay, let me try to. Into the minion wave. 19 of 14, 42.5 to 52.1. So red side pretty much breaking the base at this point. 2 inhibitors down. Should be able to run down through top at this quite easily at this stage. I was expecting a reset. I'm actually surprised that first they decided to go for the counter jungle. I feel like they should have gone for the instant reset position to Drake, maybe just a top lane shove to close the game out. I feel like this point right here is just creating more time for no reason.
I mean, it is starving them out, so them wanting to reset, rather than resetting and just letting them have the jungle for free, taking the jungle on their way out and then resetting ensures that the jungle or any of the carries on their team doesn't get any extra farm. It does delay the game a bit more, but at the same time it does starve them even more. At this stage they can back and make sure that there's nothing else taken.
No, sure, I mean I'm all for stealing farm, but if you guys do go for the farm steal the camps, you should do it together kind of thing and then reset together and look for the top lane shove. At the moment they're sort of putting Mr. on the bot lane with no TP just yet. Mancake's top. They do manage to find Chandra slot though. As your ultimate, Shield gonna be the nice little phase tank from Era Frosty.
Might die, yeah, and Tilt actually gonna die to GG Tiltosaurus Ignite.
Faster, teleport coming through. Looks like Jazaz trying to join the fight, but he will be going down so early. Frosty not very tanky here as entrance. Taunt. Over investment from Shiz. Reganked, Mancakes, faster. Juwani dead, Red Raven last member alive in the team fight as well as the team, and kill gang over to Patar.
And I think this should actually just be game. Mr. Nod is already shoving in mid lane. K is faster, looking to pat the gold lead. I don't know.
Nonetheless, GG is his dark. 100% GG taking the first match of the best of 3 guys. And quite a one-sided series in my opinion. I
think ATG Prototypes was clinging into the game a fair bit in the early game. I mean,
yeah,
they tried to make a
stage
difference by camping top lane, but like we discussed in the mid game, I don't know how worth it was. Yes, it did keep them into the game sort of, but at the same time, it was just a ticking time bomb where the mid lane and bot lane was getting so fed that you won't be able to do anything on the late game. I mean, getting a Shen ahead, or rather say the jungler ahead, because he took most of the kills in the top lane. They're tanks, so at the end of the day, it's not going to offer them much in terms of damage and carry potential. And like I say, a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, I agree. I don't feel like camping the tank is going to be as efficient as camping the bot lane, for example, the Sivajana combination. Over to the damage graphs to see what happens. So 17 the most damage to the team as expected, but just not able to keep it anywhere close to the Ezreal Rise damage will double his output. Nonetheless, GG to both sides. Very decent first game. But guys, we'll see you in a few minutes after the post-game recaps. If anybody did miss the match, here's the highlights. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Find the scene. There it is. Down Power 69, ultimate from possible to mute. Oh, hold that thought. Red Raven with a very early expulsion, but the fast state flash is not going to work out as he does connect the last second. The flash and the W damage plus the ignite, not going to be enough to take him down, unfortunately. Red Raven forced to burn by the heal and flash and will go down for the first blood of the first match of the night. Still going to get the last auto attack, but here comes Phantom.
Oh, so close.
Oh, faster rather, pushes him away, does go down, unfortunately. Pancakes, first step to the side of GG. Can they make the double? They do make it the double actually, but here comes Mr. Knot, the flash and the lots of damage. Mr. Knot, or is that Gothrider Miller? Just doesn't. Flash out for the disengage.
The amount of gold lead here from GG, building up a few hundred gold lead now. Mancakes getting caught off here.
Disdain for the disengage. The regang coming through, living up to the name. The punish on the Mancakes. Misses the taunt though. Mancakes, lots of legs, but not able to pull off that fear beyond death in time, unfortunately. Looking for the 1v2. Disrespect a bit by staying near the turret. So it looks like he is respecting that a bit, maybe Mr. Not calling that away, but looks like a mid-gank attempt coming through from the Sejuani. The open Mozark has come down. Nothing good for Sejuani, the lockdown, the chain CC will be there, and it's quite an easy kill. Very nicely played from the side of too good for Red Raven as they do apply so much damage. Red Raven flashing away from the Chandler Sloth ultimate. Gale not going to be enough to keep him alive, unfortunately, but Frost is just narrowly surviving. Batar, self shield coming through the ignite applied, but Batar will be able to survive, likely enough. And that's going to be multiple places on the bot side. Good faster gang. The repeat gang. The top side of the taunt is there. Sejuani. Lockdown. Does not. Wait, he does actually hit the target. Didn't recast it though. Maybe just change CC. So looks like Mr. Not able to teleport up and get the kill on a Shen. Regang showing no fear. Here comes faster. Kill secure faster, that is. Just the pushback. Mancakes caught off again. What is this, dude? Over and over again. But the descent will allow him to get through the gap, actually, Mancakes. Locked it down, no ultimate flash available, not going to look for it, maybe go over the pit into the Baron, but not going to happen. Shazaz gets yet another 4-man rotation from the other error. Tilt showing no fear as he does get the 3-man taunt into the hero's entrance. Teleport coming through as well. Frosty getting the first kill onto the support. Chandler starts the flash away, so he does get knocked back thanks to that onslaught of shots. Very nicely played actually from the side of error.
GG is a very tanky team, so you can almost, if they were to be put behind, if Mr. Knot didn't have his 4-for-1, Mancakes is going to look to get pick Mr. Frosty off here and
return ulti, not going to keep him alive, it doesn't seem though. Mancakes super low, the DPS, hang on, that's a little bit too much frost.
Taunted into the tower, so they're not going to try and over-invest for that.
Red Raven burning his spell, so it looks like Tilt trying to punish him for it. He does get the connection onto the snare, but they have them frontline Jazaz there to block him, and it looks like a bit of an over-investment until the source. Multiple members on the side of GG so low. The boomerang's going to be there, Mr. Not trying to get some sort of recovery for it. Red Raven narrowly surviving. As we haven't
that much more than Triforce.
The regang just contesting the chickens camp. He does find him, Mr. Not. That's one camp he did not expect. The onslaught is pushing him back in with Mancakes landing that fear beyond death with the teleport in from a Shen thanks to the ulti allows the regang to negate the recast or the threshold required for Mancakes to numb him. Teleport once again. walk it off. The stopwatch has been used, but he may just go down. He does go down to the poke damage as Tiltosaurus does it. Died. Red Raven now left with Batar. Flashes of the wall. Very nice flash. Batar finds Shazam instead. No landing of the taunt. Red Raven sidestep. Going through Batar, finishing off with the auto attack, and that's going to be Mr. Knot. Shen Taunt or Shen Shield going to be there, keeping a little bit of life. He has the Shen trying to keep Mr. Knot off his face, but Batar will finish him off with the repossession over the wall with that phase. And come back to Daddy's man kicks. Very, very nice fight. Tiltosaurus potentially for a flash taunt. Doesn't opt to pull it as there is not enough.
Yeah, just the one thing to remember here, Mr. Knot did not go for the double mana item, so he is going to run. Ooh, okay, Red Raven pretty out of space place there. Gonna get picked up by Mr. Knot, and he is dancing on his.
We're going down so early. Frosty not very tanky here as entrance. Taunt. Over investment from Shiz. Reganked, man kicks faster. Did you want dead? Red Raven, last member alive in the team fight as well as the team, and
I'm out of control, I'm a sex machine ready to reload. Like an atom bomb, about to explode. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I'm gonna make a supersonic woman of you. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Hey, hey, hey! Don't stop me, don't stop me. Ooh, ooh.
lane, Annie mid lane.
So we have the hover for the Azir. I highly doubt they unlock that in, as I don't think we've ever seen Mr. Not play Azir before. Very good in the current meta nonetheless, especially against like an Annie, long range distance.
I don't know if I would like an Azir. The team screams a lot early to mid game.
Not the cast
And
again.
picking a Azir is a super late game champion, and I don't think it fits in with their comp.
Yeah,
There we go.
Flame
That's the usual Mr. Not pick right there.
Locks in the Cassidy, Resident Sleeper. Gotta go back to the roots, something that he has picked many a time before. But looks like the Lucian pickup for the side of GG just want to punish the early game disadvantage, or like the weaker laning phase for the side of Savagena.
Yeah, I just
Jenna mid?
misspoke. I meant Annie mid. But other than that, actually, Mr. Not just changing up things for the fact of changing things up, because Rise is actually still open. So it was not banned out, and he did opt not to take it again. So unless maybe he felt that Annie was a bit of a strong matchup into Rise and he didn't want to do it, rather taking Cassidy this time.
I don't know, dude, personally. I feel like this is the kind of game where you could potentially just flex the champ a little bit. If you choose to do so, but Mr. Not going for the comfort pick, we have seen him play Cassidy many times before. He's well known for going to the side lane for the pressure, slash the CS advantage, sort of like build up that side lane pressure. I mean, they do have the Jax pick up the side of ATG, so need something to potentially answer that on this match, I guess. Not that Malphite potentially can't, depends on the early game, but last game we saw Mancakes getting camped to oblivion and beyond. But looking at the pick and ban, Sinister, what are we thinking, dude?
I don't know. I sort of like ATG's comp, but at the same time, I don't know how I feel about the Annie. I don't know exactly how Annie's matchups works. It feels like it's a fairly easy champion to play, but at the same time, I don't know if it's a good into a competitive environment. Maybe we can't see their runes yet. Maybe if it's like a Predator Annie and she like flash engages onto like Petar with a Tibber stun, maybe it can work out well for them. But other than that, I don't know how like it's going to trade in lane and if it's going to actually be any good late. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's a bit of a wild card in that team. Otherwise, I think this is literally just a standard GG comp. Other than the least that I spoke about before, we have seen Mancakes on Malphite before. Mr. Not's Cassidy is pretty worn out by this stage. Peter has played Lucian a lot, and Filtersword has been playing Pyke recently a lot. So that's pretty much a GG standard. So if I'm just going by the standard and what I know is good, I must say GG's must probably be better.
Well, I still just saying shout out to PB Lasers for the sponsor, GG support. Ty, I believe is probably a skin for Pyke if I'm not mistaken. But 30 seconds, we get to game number 2, the best of 3. If GG take the win, it will be the 2-for-0 series completed. If ATG managed to bring this one back, we will be going to game number 3. Keep in mind that we do have another card coming up at 7 o'clock, I believe, the WRG ATG 0 match, so we might have to get into that a little bit later, depending on how this game ends quickly or not. But nonetheless, 3 series for tonight should be quite good. Looking forward to it. Third game a little bit further back at, I think it's only 11 o'clock start. But
yeah, so what do you think of ATG not changing up their bot lane? Do you think Savagena played well enough to reason for them to actually stay the same? Do you think it just needed more attention from the jungler, and that maybe might pull it off this game?
I don't feel like the bot lane was the particular problem. I feel like they had the most potential to carry, and it didn't work in the first game, but doesn't mean it won't work this time. Although ATG is sort of trying to keep you guys down with the Lucian early game pick plus the Pyke for the Jenna. So it's not going to be easy some matchups, but once again it's going to come down to whether they can play it enough, or well enough rather. They have it spamming in the solo queue, so they aren't very comfortable with it. And if they're not going to ban it away, there's no point in not picking it.
I mean, Jenna can be really good into the Pyke if played well. So I think it's going to come down to skill matchup. If Jenna is going to basically take advantage of if Pyke tries to hook, and at the same time just knocking him up just as he hooks her, so maybe that could be a little bit of a good counterplay. Other than that, Pyke Lucian is very, very strong, so if Janna or Siva gets picked off and they know their cooldowns from GG's side, and they know exactly when to abuse those cooldowns, I'm going to be 100% sure that Lucian Pyke is actually going to win the spot lane.
But yeah, nonetheless, it is just sort of from a Janna perspective, trying to play it safe to an extent. Bit of a trickier matchup in the previous game. But we've got the side of ATG in blue, and
yeah,
side of
I
GG
feel
in
like
red.
they almost just by default win this game if they don't get picked off from bot lane, because they scale so well. I think this Sivir scales much better than Lucian, and it's going to just come down to if they can survive the early game.
Super Galaxy Andy looking pretty sick, looking like a Tron action figure. But Elise with no skins, what is going on? Mighty Jax, Mecha Malphite, Sasquatch, Indian Willem, Cosmic Reaver, Cassidon, Project Lucian, and Blood Moon Pike.
And this is the famous Janna that's was quote on by Raven last night to be better than Sheepy, but he doesn't even have a skin. How do you feel about that, Sheepy?
Don't feel like the skin's that important to how good a player is, but I don't know. We'll see how he does this game. Up to go for the coin last game, but I mean, if anything, I'd say this game potentially coin. Even then, I haven't really checked up since the changes this patch to Janna as to what the build is. I do know that there would be an E max though, supposed to be before when it was the W max. My life saying that that's the best Annie skin. Do you not like the Hectic Annie skin? Do you not feel like that's better?
I think the Hextech Annie skin is too plain for me. I like that Annie skin as well. I actually agree with My Life is a Lie. I think he's 100% correct.
As Mr. Sunshine going to retirement says the copy pasta factory has been closed. No more copy pastas. I feel like that's a copy pasta. But,
Indeed it is, and we're going to jump into this game. Let's see if GG opts in again to go for the stack. I think they are very early game comp. Actually, they're going to split off. As mid lane still not covering that entrance, so they are going to run through for free.
So it doesn't look like Batar shows much fear. I mean, Tilt not able to get any hook as he came in like third in that invade. It's not really efficient.
Unfortunately, if Pyke ran in front, he could have maybe actually looked for a flash pull there onto Nunu. Nunu wasn't actually really running back, giving to them the respect they deserved. So yeah, I think actually if you take into consideration, ooh,
Counter strike. Faster, very low. May have to flash out of this one. He does flash out. Unfortunately, just as not putting damage required to get the kill onto the lease.
Mancakes might need to flash as well, but Monot is actually here to help them.
So Jack's checked pretty hard, but he does have to teleport for the location if he does go up for the base. Frosty gonna be not chased away. Look, interesting that Mancakes. Oh, no, never mind. I thought Mancakes took a different Kramer for once, but it was just the shield that had been broken. Still the same standard white skin.
And it seems like Elise has actually just popped the pots and is going to start on red side, which means actually that with this jungle pathing, she might go blue and then scuttle into bot lane, so we might actually see an early gank onto bot lane this game from Elise, if it allows such.
The Red Raven opted to just try and clear the wave, but already said very aggressive, trying to slot, not able to get the shield efficient. The snap, all the connections from the bones here are going to be there, but replay does pause for a few seconds. Shan just lost, not taking very good trade. In game time?
2 minutes, 10 seconds, 11,
I'm at 7,
12,
8,
13,
10, 11,
14, 15.
12,
Okay.
13, 14, 15.
I'm on 17.
Yeah, 18,
Okay, cool. 19, 20.
21, 22.
Yeah, if you're a little bit in front of me, it's fine
Yeah.
because you do more of the play-by-play. As long as your viewers sees what you see and you play-by-play it, that's all good. But yeah, it seems like Annie is working out okay for now. Farm a bit up and also seems like trading well. I think the early game it is going to be a bit Annie favored, considering that Cassidon normally becomes more online when he gets his ultimate. He can assassinate people more. So in the beginning, I think it's going to be a bit more even. Actually, interesting to see not going for the Comet instead of the usual people who normally these days go on Cassidon, the press the attack. Not press the attack.
Gank.
Oh, gank onto Mancakes.
Just as him. Mancakes flashing out. They're trying to exploit the Mancakes again in this match. He's so low. The flash in the last attack will be there. Shannon's last force disengaged. Heal has been invested by the bot lane Red Raven. Time very low as well.
And
So-
I called this out actually.
I mean, honestly, camping a Jax is not the same as camping a Shen. You can get a camp to Jax to the point where burns gear connection, self shield.
That's unfortunate. Bitar wasn't there to actually follow up. And ooh, oh, so
No.
close.
Not gonna be able to finish the kill off, unfortunately. The Optimus against the repeat gang. What is going on? Mancakes teleported back, and here comes the reset. Mancakes is not having a fun time. The permanent 1v2 in the top lane, and he may just go down. He does the flash. I don't think it was required. But they have a Jax who's 1 for 0 for 1 now. So, like I was saying, so Shen. Camping a Shen doesn't really make sense. He's pretty much a shield taunt bot in the late game, but he just gets tanky, I guess. Potentially better than 1v1 situation for pressure, but they weren't playing that win condition. So, camping a Jax is a completely different story. Oh, faster. Frosty. A flash disengage, so Annie has to try sidestep the potential Kakuna make M3, but will not be required as Mr. Not takes him down.
Did Mr. Not just flash on plays?
I don't know.
Or did I
I'm
miss
not
it?
sure. I think I missed that. I
I'm
think he flashed on
pretty
top of
sure, unless it was a spectating bug on my side, he literally just flashed on where he was standing.
Just check the replay, it'll come through in a second. Oh yeah, I think he just flashed in the same spot. I think Sunshine's copy
pretty
busters to
interesting,
make
although
not
he did
joke
get
is
the kill,
working.
so I don't think it matters, but that means he pretty much just flashed for nothing.
Yeah, I think Mr. Sunshine's copy pastors to make not joke is starting to kick in. But he's recovered it, he's still got the kill.
But I think they have identified this game that they are going to maybe have a null top laner. I mean, it is still a Malphite, so even though if he doesn't anything, he can still just ultimate in team fights, which is a really good tool from Malphite. But knowing the history of Mancakes on Malphite, we can actually expect a few miss-ults, which is a problem, considering that is the only thing that he might add into this late game.
Counter strike, very aggressive. Mancake still not showing any fear. Question is where's the Nunu there, but he's bot side, so no worries. So we have the Nunu just sitting around bot side. He's looking to potentially get some kills onto that Sivir. Teleport mid lane's Cassidy won't be able to join for the counter on this bot lane. Frosty still having the teleport advantage now.
Pizza and Piltosaurus actually playing quite safe this early game. We have actually both the junglers around bot lane, so we're gonna have to see if something's gonna happen. If there's maybe gonna get a fiesta here in bot lane, but both mid junglers actually going to mid now. Elise actually just turning around.
Tiltosaurus, spell shield not required, gonna be able to connect on the channel slot. He does get Cocoon chain, so you see Tiltosaurus getting the first kill on the bot lane from this interaction. So good job to him, nice little play. Spell shield not gonna work out.
Really nice identifying that, okay guys, we just spotted out the Nunu. He's heading onto mid, but Cassidy is already being pushed into the tower, so there's no gank potential there. So, I mean, just turn yourself around and head bot lane. I mean, you have Elise Pike. That's such an easy pick if you get someone, and Tiltosaurus landing the Q and the Cocoon following on that, and just the easy pickup for the bot lane here.
What's up, Speckle? Saying few almost forgot about the match tonight today being streamed. Having a bit of a barbecue boy type of vibe all the way in Germany. Appreciate coming through, guys. This is the first series of the 3 series going on tonight. But don't worry, there's gonna be a lot more League of Legos.
A €5 sculpture here. That's actually, no wait, that's not that expensive. I was thinking it is expensive, but 50, 60 rand. That's not too bad. It's a bit maybe a bit more. But if that's for one, yes, that is very expensive.
I mean, I don't know how much meat costs in Germany in comparison. Oh, Snowball rolling in. Rolling. Looking to try and get some sort of pick here. It looks like Batar might be able to dash. He will not. Does get locked down into the Ignite applied as well. Batar does end up going down to Raven, picking up the first kill for himself. Reganked. Snare under, or just out of the range of the turret.
Unfortunately, taking advantage of Batar not having his flash up there, so we'll be getting picked off. Tiltosaurus also picking up that first kill when he ganked earlier, so Batar not going to have the best back. He is a hidden CS though.
Do any of these ganks not work? I think we've seen every single jungle gank working so far.
Yeah, it just seems like the junglers on both teams actually being quite efficient in this game. And in this case, technically I think they both should be fine. Elite not having any mana now, still going to give the blue buff over to Cassidy in the mid lane.
Spig was just saying how it's incredibly expensive because it's all the way from New Zealand. Pog.
Why would you get meat from New Zealand when you can get it from South Africa, Kappa?
Thanks. But nonetheless, guys, we're just joining us now. This is currently game 2, first match going to the side of GG quite convincingly. Well, ATG were looking very good in the early game, but kind of dropped the ball towards the later stages. I'm from New Zealand. No, I'm from South Africa. I'm from here, don't worry. Even if I don't sound it half the time. Oh, massive shield again from Jana.
Yeah, but it is just... Oh,
Red Raven,
Raven.
plus friends. Snowball building some momentum. Looking to try and catch up Tilda, she should be able to walk that one off, yeah. Quite easy.
really good dodge there from the pike. Actually, Sheep, have you played water walking pike before? I wanted to ask you this before.
What is water walking pike?
It's basically the marsh, the rune.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant there was a specific build that was called water walking pike.
No.
Reganked. I prefer the... I can't remember what it's called. Is it Ascension, attack speed, prestige? Or secondary tree?
Because I know a lot of people who prioritize roaming a lot actually takes rushes Moby boots with water walking in your mid lane pretty much instantly.
Oh, Red Raven. Janus not flashing. Oh, sorry, Red Raven flashing away, but the X will hit the spot, unfortunately, above the threshold. The flash of the shield's gonna be there from Challenger, so I'll try to keep him alive. Does take down the support though. Batar is stuck between Challenger and Regank. Nice little cheeky double tap on the Q, and Challenger slapped the last one Regank to finish off that kill. Very nicely played. Challenger slapped while playing that one too poorly.
Yeah, and I mean, I think GG side investing so much then at bot lane, and now Red Raven has 2 kills. So as I said before, this a bot lane from ATG scales much better than the GG side. Maybe considering the pike is a really good execution tool, but other than that, I think Lucian is going to fall off much harder than the Sivir. So I think this is a really good idea, getting the Red Raven some kills and some farm, getting him some priority, you know, so he doesn't get chopped out of lane or killed the whole time.
So I actually did miss it in the first watch, just check the replay there. So he used the ulti to reposition over the snowball, so he didn't get the execute, but he got the reposition which allowed him to finish off the kill. So it was actually not too badly played by Tilt either, able to get over reganked. But blue buff now under siege, smite is used to consume the blue buff, still on the way, just as a little bit too late on the rotation.
Yeah, I think that's actually pretty good, getting a blue buff over to Elise, since he did hand his over to Not. So Elise is pretty mana hungry, considering she is an AP jungler.
Was Bacon, thanks coming through, dude. Says he's gonna be going AFK. No worries, my dude. Appreciate coming to support the local scene, dude. Enjoy whatever you're gonna go do. Spickle saying it's sinister. It's the Germans. What can I say? It's a good answer. I think I'm gonna use that in the future. Counter Strike, Mancakes, massive wave shoving onto Jazaz, needs to be careful. Mancakes does have that unstoppable force available as well if he does opt to go for the turret dive, so he's just he's gonna play it safe, nothing too serious.
I mean, in this case, I think Mancakes is recognizing the fact that this top lane might be a bit over, and also that doesn't know where the jungler is, so rather just not overcommit. Because you know what's happened most of this game, we can actually see his control what is in that tri-brush now, so no more sneaky snowballs gonna come through.
Bonus gear connection, very nicely played. Bounce back is gonna be there, but the axe marks the spot. Death from below. Looney looking for damage as well. Can't not get the damage required, unfortunately, as the reposition from the spider at least. Just down some Mancakes. Bit of a trade on the top side. Unstoppable force is there if he does opt to go for the back off. Mancakes still in the chase. Ultimate has been popped. As well. Oh, misses the ultimate, unfortunately. Massive Jet Shield, Tildosaurus going down a Challenger. Split focus, Elise, slow down. Reposition onto the wall. Very nicely played, using the trinket to spot out that he can disengage.
Yeah, that's actually really well played. If he didn't use his trinket, there would actually be nothing to repel on. He would actually drop down exactly to where he was before. So, luckily for him, there's a ward there and trinket spotting him out. So
did he
can
need
click on
to?
it. Pretty much
Did he need to repel on that
he can
case?
repel on.
Did he need to repel there?
I mean, it's a safe way to get out. Maybe he panicked. I don't know.
Being a little bit fancy. Nothing wrong with being a bit fancy. Yes, because the China Shield's bugging on the spectator client. It makes it massive on the turret. But dude, that Nini skin's actually so cool. What skin is that? Is that papercraft, is it?
Since they remade him, I don't actually know how all of his skins look, so I'm not sure which one that is specifically.
Right games.
Right
freaking games.
At the moment, you can see that Tiltosaurus has 2 kills, but I think it's fine actually, because I think both those kills was executed. I think Gold did go over to Lucian, so Lucian should still be in a pretty good spot gold-wise. Other than
Alright,
that,
video games.
so, at the moment, Red Raven also 2 kills. But down on CS at the moment, so it should be fine into the late game though.
I'm dead, welcome back, dude. Currently game number 2, 6-4 in favor of the side of ATG, actually. Slightly ahead in CS, so top lane camp working out quite well. Mancake's getting the short end of the stick.
And overall, gold lead is still looking very even for both teams.
Yeah, I don't think it's Papercraft actually. I think Darth's correct about the Bigfoot. We get to see Mancake use his ulti this game. And he's looking for that threshold, waiting for Jazaz to fall below a certain amount of health so he can pull the trigger.
I think Jax is taking not the best trades. I mean, he is stronger, but he's fighting in a massive minion wave of Malphite, and then the Malphite actually wins the trade, because I think the Malphite at this stage shouldn't really be winning, so Jax maybe needs to look at taking trades better. Other than that, he is ahead in CS a lot than Mancakes.
So the awkward oh, hang on, Red Raven, Batar, Cal, lots of damage, shield invested, repeat gank from reganked. Curl the drift of the snowball, but only off Batar, as yeah, just after the last Red Raven to stay alive in this team fight. Needs to be careful. There's the X marks the spot. Red Raven had the flash available, didn't opt to use it though. Totosaurus and Nunu replay freezing. What? It's completely
and Double F sends his regards to Red Raven for not using his flash.
Did you get the giant pause there as well? Or was it just my side?
I think it's just your side. I'm on 15 minutes, 18 seconds,
No, I'm at 10,
19,
11,
20,
12,
21,
13.
22. Okay, I'm gonna pause at 25.
Yeah,
Let me
let's
know when
know
you
when I
get
get
there.
there. So yeah, Totosaurus played that one quite nicely. 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go.
Got him.
Now under siege, so it should be quite an easy gank thanks to the new consume as well as smite combination on the other side of the map. We have faster picking up the eye might just die for the reposition onto the scuttle as there's Mancase walks down very nicely played so far. The flash ultimate can be flashed away by Jazaz. A lot invested into that, but no cigar unfortunately. Scuttle
Really good flash by Jazazm. It's not the easiest to flash Malphite ultimates, so it is pretty instant. So really good played well played by him. No X marks to spot Vital Thesaurus and not be able to pick up the skill in the mid lane by Aerofrosty. But they are going to use this Rift Herald on top. This is actually pretty big considering that they've been winning top lane so hard on Jack's side. So if they can manage to pick up this first tower in top lane, that'll actually be a pretty good lead for GG, which means top lane is now open up for Mancakes to roam away with this Malphite. Bot lane.
Rolling. Red team turret falling on the top side of the map. Flash in, driven look for the damage. The last attack's gonna beat it. He takes out a target by internationals. But tier 2 siege on the top side coming through. So we have the Rift play. I mean, Ted saying he's not liking the ATG playstyle. To be fair, they did go for the top lane gank the entirety of the last game as well as the starting part of this game. So they've opted to switch it up to the bot lane siege instead. Jazaz with the counter strike. Michael Santana, what's up, the other piece? Game stopwatch. There we go. Tillosaurus going to be caught out. Does go down for the over investment. Nicely played by Red Raven. Finally able to outsmart the Pike.
And I think ATG is actually starting to pull ahead in this game now, and like we said in the previous game, getting this bot lane ahead, very good. Red Raven actually starting to do a lot of damage now on the Sivir.
So they did get a tier 1 turret for that bot lane play. So actually ATG looking so strong, 10-5. Dude, is this the year of the underdogs or something? I feel like... Was it ATG and was it the... Oh, hello, Red Raven. There's the power spike that we were expecting in the last game. Red Raven and Challenger Slot, that double combination, the super high win rate bot lane champion.
So this game, I don't want to see Red Raven going for Phantom Dancer. I want to actually see him go straight for the IE. So because I don't think Sivir needs a lot of attack speed. You just go another IE and then you W into a wave and you pretty much just half off their team instantly. So it seems like he's going to go for Phantom Dancer. I don't know. I think IE would have been really nice in this stage because he's so far ahead.
I feel like this... Oh, hang on. We'll retrain the mid-side. Frosty, what are you doing, Mr. Nuts? Finds Tillosaurus. He has no ultimate, unfortunately, but Mr. Nut will be able to finish for the kill. I was gonna say, like, if this is the game, another one of those matches where Mr. Nut has to step up. Oh, unstoppable force. Able to find Jazaz. Does bring to the counter-strike, the 1v3 situation. Here goes Red Raven. Looking to pull the damage. He might just get Red Raven, or he might just get Tillosaurus. What he does. Mr. Nut super low, though. Needs to be careful. There's a 300 gold bounty on his head. Raven wants to carry this game. It's like one of his solo queue matches. This is what he's been training so hard for up to this point. What I was gonna say now is that this is one of the matches where Mr. Knight has to step up. Oh my gosh, let me finish my sentence. Raven popping the ultimate, but nothing gonna come through from it. He's just trying to Raven's literally just trying to like mess with me, it seems. Man kicks. Stopwatch has been cast a little bit too early though. Monsoon not quite required, but it is appreciated nonetheless. So one of the matches we Mr. Not needs to step up. The issue with the side of GG's team comp is that they have the Lucian AD carry as well as the Elise. Elise falls off pretty hard. Maybe Redemption late game. I don't know if that's still a thing. But Patar Lucian, mainly an early game champion who did lose the early game. He is up in CS, but he's currently 1 for 5. So you will get outscaled by the Silver Jenna combination. So it's going to come down to how Tilt and potentially Mr. Not play in the late game, as they do have semi-decent team fights as well as very nice skill onto Mr. Not's Cassidy.
And I don't know, this game seems fairly ATG favored, so if they actually manage to pick up a win here, it seems like we might actually be late to the WRG game.
Yeah, I'll have to jump through into the first game a little bit late. Otherwise, I don't know if they want to wait, because I mean, it is 2 ATG sides.
Yeah, it all comes down to, I guess, if WRG is willing to wait.
The G-Tron saying how's it to you, Professor? Why do South Africans still play Malf in a 5-5 situation? To be honest, I think it's GG that won't hold that thought. Era Frosty was the not. That was just saying how's it?
Yeah, and I mean at this stage, Annie isn't the most fed. She's 0-2 for 1 and is not being out-CS'd by the Cassidon. So Cassidon being a fairly tanky boy with that Rod of the Ages is not going to take too much damage.
Oh, one of us to catch out Red Ribbon. They do get the pick there, the Mastery Taunt. It comes down onto Baton, just showing the feathers.
And that's 100% something you can't have on ATG's side. I mean, that's your main source of damage and carry there. And if they pick him off, I don't think they have much to answer for. You can see Jax is in the top lane, and Annie isn't very fed. Other than that, all of the kills are onto Reganked on that Nunu, and he is, again, the tank in the team.
The drain quite easily secure. That's going to be 1 air Drake to 1. So both teams going to be slightly more speedy. Regang needs to be careful because it's quite an easy rotation from that Drake up to the mid lane for that potential siege or pick off. Baron still on the table as well. Meanwhile, top side, ATG just Zazim trying to take down the tier 1 turret. Most likely will be able to. The teleport has come through. Will he make it to that TP? He does. Lost 3 times. Blue side just narrowly ahead in the gold department at the moment. Mancake's about to get his unstoppable force back up, but that's not what Jazaz is aware of, so he's just going to have to play it safe and walk it off. Pike making his rotation to the top side, so that's the right decision from Jax, just to play it safe.
No, you Professor. But you can actually see GG positioning around here to see if the Jax is maybe going to over push.
Alright. My life is one of our new friends, Professor. They should have played nice, dude. So who are you?
Everyone in GP's chat is
loved.
somebody.
Just wants to be loved, dude.
Somebody to love.
So blue buff now on the siege, at least trying to steal it away. Does not manage to do so as the consumer's there. Chaos is, should be hitting me up if you're looking for international caster. 100%, dude. I'll get you in for for a cast sometime, dude. Sounds like a plan. How do I just message you on Twitch? Otherwise, guys, if you're like, oh, hold on. There's Dane, the flip over the shoulder. Regang being treated as a bit of salt. Frosty, Mancakes has the ultimate available still, so he still has the option to turn back if he decides to do so, opting not to though. The popcorn is there, the flash in for the slow from Janna. I don't know if that was necessary, I'll be honest. But like if Nunu's gonna catch him, he's gonna catch him, not the slay. But it was a good thought. Potentially could have used the popcorn to his advantage with the flash auto attack or something. Red Raven taking the full cowl into that depth from below. It's also playing very nicely as once again. Red Raven could have potentially healed, although I think he may have died anyway in that case. We'll just reposition the tilt.
I don't know, maybe it would have been enough to cancel out the X-Moxer spot. I don't know, and Janna was also on the way, so maybe he just needed a little bit more time.
Burns again. Monsoon, regang, backline cast and takes out the Support regang takes out Petard though, so Mr. Not still very healthy. Popcorn reposition, a lot of repositioning from Cassidy. Chaos is his unhappy birthday, sorry. Okay, 100% dude. Guys, if you are looking to try get in for a cast sometime, let me know if you are keen. Hit you up for a cast sometime.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it seems like Patar's having a bit of a rough game here. I mean, he's an early game champion and he's already struggling a lot to get in this late game, so I don't think he's going to be too much of an issue for ATG later on. I think at this moment, Tiltosaurus is more of a source of damage plus team fighting for them than Patar. So, I don't know, the Black Cleaver, not a bad option here, giving him a bit more defensive stats as well.
Macake's just playing mid lane at the moment, it seems, and he's currently side lane pressure. Frosty has the teleport to rejoin if he's required into a team fight. I'm yet to see the Annie do much, dude. Honestly, so far, I would have liked to have seen the Malzahn. Instead, he has the ulti to like and play it down. We saw him in the last game. He wasn't particularly amazing, but he did his job. And at this point, I don't like the Annie pick so far. Mini Snowball, Regate.
Yeah, I think GG has fairly weird win conditions at the moment. They either need to look for pick with the pike, or they need to like win through side lane pushing. The problem with that is they have a Jax on ATG, which I think is one of the better side lane split pushers. And he's fairly fair at this stage, 2-1-2, having the Triforce and Tiamat up, and a lot of farm up over Mancake. So I think actually they have also a side lane split pusher. So overall, GG is going to have some weird win conditions for this game.
Suh, dude. Red Raven popping the ultimate, calling into the face, Tiltosaurus. Well, Mancake's getting the corner of Chandersloth, hashtag square hitbox, knock up. And that's going to be the Janna going down to Red Raven in a very good position. Mancake's dead, Arrow Frosty picking up the kill there. Patan, a little bit of walking position, flash with the crit is there, 273 damage. Just narrowly survived, need to be careful with the flash. Jump from Jazaz, very nicely played. Cassidy, Red Raven in the backline. The stun gonna come through the chains. You see Mr. Nut with the stopwatch, trying to get out of this one. Jax super low. The snowball gonna be a little bit early. Regank. Must not picking the kill onto Jax before he does go down. Annie picking yet another kill for himself. Tier 1 turret. Still available. Frosty needs to be careful. Tiltosaurus does not have the ultimate there. The classic Malphite initiation. Taking a page out of Professor's books. Annie
Wow.
doing it. Is Annie doing anything, Kappa? Is Annie doing anything? My life. But yeah, we got Chaos and Techno saying how's each other. But Chaos just mentioning how we need good editors in the local scene. I mean, yeah, I 100% agree with you. Guys, if anyone is any good at editing or looking to try to do some editing, I have plenty of like highlights or matches to play around with. If you guys like it, just let me know. But Drake not on a
Cheapy low looking for cheap labor.
Yeah, to an extent, 100%. Somebody wants to practice.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe you want to set up some portfolio. I mean, I think for a world-class famous person like Sheepy is definitely something you can put on your portfolio.
I'm just saying, if anyone is looking to practice anything, I have lots of content that they're more than welcome to use. I can send you, upload the highlights from matches, etc. Teleport has coming through from blue side and reganked, trying to steal the Drake away. So they did manage to secure it, so GG not able to finish with the Drake, unfortunately. Reganked and Nunu, having both the Consumer and Smite makes it almost impossible to lose that battle versus Elise. Regank initiating to Mancakes. Mancakes has the ultimate available, needs to be careful. You can see Red River sort of running in place, waiting for the Mr. Not, or not Mr. Not, sorry, waiting for Mr. Mancakes to miss his ultimate, which he does, unfortunately.
And like I said before, GG has fairly weird win conditions at the moment, and taking normal team fights against ATG will 100% probably result in a loss. So they have to look for picks, and actually picking the Annie there was pretty good, but it's so hard to do anything when there's a Nunu and a Jax frontlining, and it's just, you can't get to their backline, and they even caught out Annie and she's still alive.
Here's like saying, considering that League is the second biggest game in the country, I don't know why we don't have more content creators. Is it the second best game in the country? I don't know. Is there any thoughts on that?
I mean, there's probably been a lot of debate recently around if Dota is still clinging on to the second spot, because it's pretty much been Counter-Strike and Dota for a long time. The thing is, it feels like a lot of the people in South Africa plays on the Dota SA server just either casually. Oh, wait a second. No. Okay, not gonna find anything. Anyways, as I was saying, it feels like either people in South Africa is playing either on South African server for Dota casually, or they use it for the competitive games. Other than that, I think most people actually plays on the EU server for ranked in Dota. So I don't know if it actually is still the second game in South Africa. Whether it's just clinging on to the second spot due to the reputation it's built up, I'm not sure. As far as I know, the numbers have dwelled a bit in the Dota scene.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I feel like VS Gaming took a massive hit this year for Dota, so I feel League is bigger than Dota at the moment. Doesn't mean we'll get a Masters title though, so it's completely unrelated. But nonetheless, I don't know, guys. According to VS Gaming, which match or which games have the most amount of team signups?
Overall, I think it's just FIFA. I don't know if you overall if you check per person.
Does FIFA have a VS Gaming
FIFA
leg?
Obviously, it's a single player game. But if you just take entries, if you look at entries alone, whether it be team entries or single entries, it's pretty much FIFA.
Otherwise, Marty asks you, what are we doing for your games? Unfortunately, no video games tonight, as there are a lot of casts to do. Definitely will have some tomorrow, though, as there are hardly any VS game matches on a Monday ever. Frosty does get caught out, though. There's the 3-man sandwich, just ignoring on the Annie.
And this is exactly what I was talking about. This is the type of win condition GG must be looking for. Is either trying to get picks off ATG or trying to win through a side lane. And in this case, actually getting a pick. Now we just have to see what they can do around. Because you can see we are doing the Baron dance. GG not having the tier 1 tower yet is going to be really hard for them.
There's a big fight between the channel and the ultimate case. The only one that's going to get hit by that, though, reganking the front line, back line on. Will be Tiltosaurus pulling out one of the players. Unfortunately, won't be enough as the crit does come to Red Raven looking for the damage. He does get a last auto attack. Faster not in a position to help out. That's exactly what I was talking about before. The side of GG's comp, they just fall off too hard, and they've got that win condition they're looking for in the last game for the side of ATG. Looking for the stop. He does get the counter strike. Mr. Not can be caught off. No contesting the Baron. It seems that Jax will go down for his efforts. Will it be worthwhile? I don't know. Gonna see in a second. The flash out Tiltosaurus trying to buy some time to allow his Elise to disengage. And he rotating up towards the Baron instead of defending the bottom turret. This is a bit of an interesting decision, opting to go for the back as the pings did come through. So they're telling Annie just a base runner.
They are trying to buy time here. Tiltosaurus is around, and if he can maybe just buy them enough time here, Mr. Knot can actually maybe get a tower or inhibitor depending on what Annie can do. They get the Baron.
Pick the Baron. They have that new consume smite, so they have that in the hand. Sorry, Mr. Not opting to go for the rotation. You can see him making his way up, looking to try catch off Red Raven and friends, but will he be required? Tiltosaurus very low. Red Raven not able to get a kill because the Nunu does, but he gets the second one. Baron recall coming through, Mr. Not. I don't think Silver should help with this one, I'll be honest. Opts to go for the back instead.
I mean, this
Regank's actually
is
so
very
tanky.
tanky. I don't know if he can actually win this fight. It's all on his way. Actually gets the double kill. Where did Annie go?
Where did she come from? Where did she go? Back to base. That's gonna be Nunu's first death, dude. It's gonna be Nunu's first death. The shutdown going on to Mr. Not. 700 gold bounty onto the caster and 7 for 1. Like I said before, if there's ever a game like the previous one to stand up, it would be this game for Mr. Not. He's one of the late game champs that's actually available for the side of ATG, so he has to do his job. Red Raven. Faster. So there's the silver ulti once again. Red Raven, just a little bit of a panic coming through. Counter strike. Faster. Popcorn available. Does decide to use it. Crowd getting knocked up by the Janna. Very nicely played by Chandler Sloth. Will they be able to finish it off there? Red Raven on the chase. Jazaz as well has burnt the flash with the disengage. Petard a little bit scared. Needs to get away. Infernal Drake, the next Drake in hand, 32 minutes in.
I have a feeling this might be a pretty long game.
Well, guys, the WRG ATG match, guys, you may as well just start it if you don't want to wait. As we may even go to game 3, we'll see what happens. Man Cakes does get a 3-man knock on the back line. Nudu popping the ultimate plus. The Monty Gen ultimate not required though, as there was no follow-up. Jazaz in the backline gets the 1v3 kill on the Petard. Just do so much work. What is going on? The flash and looking for the damage. Andy not able to get the stun though, but the finisher wants to double for the top lane. Jazaz Jax just doing so much work, and that new early game investment is going to be paying off, it seems.
Yeah, no, this is exactly what we spoke about before the previous game and in Champ Select. Camping the bot lane, getting Red Raven ahead, and also the Jax I mean, last game they camped the Shen. It didn't work because Shen doesn't do much for them in terms of damage and team fighting and split pushing. So getting the Jax ahead, pretty massive for them. Getting the Sivir ahead, pretty massive for them. And also with the Nunu frontline also being fed, it's pretty much impossible just to do anything against this team.
I feel like the jungle top lane are very much stepping up in this match from the side of ATG. Quite impressed with them so far.
Jax is going to back to minimize the damage from the Kassadin. They don't want any XPKs here. So they are going to leave the rest of ATG to try and deal with this. Red Raven.
Massive ultimate Red Raven. Does get the kill onto Pike, as well as Annie pick the kill onto top lane, but still not looking for that late game pressure that we know Mr. Not and GG like to have, the Kassadin side lane pressure, and Sivir opting to go for the base to try and defend against them.
I think Kassadin is, he's rift walked a bit too much now. His mana is very low, so probably going to rather back it out.
And just rift crawl back to base.
And I mean, I think Kassadin actually got a lot, considering the fact that he actually got half health off of one of the Nexus towers as well, where they only took one inhibitor, so technically they traded evenly, other than they getting the mid lane turret, but they didn't actually get the mid inhibitor. So GG actually still managing to cling on to pretty much the towers. There's only one tower difference now between the two teams.
So if they basically, the GG winning condition for this game is that side lane pressure. They need Kassadin to sort of get some massive objectives with bad rotation from the side of ATG. They're playing on the weak point, which is the macro for these Neo Prem teams. Because due to the fact that they don't really win these 5v5 all-ins unless they get a very, very good engage / reset from Pike, which is not going to be likely. But Riven takes the mana. Nunu looking for the snowball. Does get the Banshee's Veil, but Frosty able to catch him out. That's a big squish onto the Spider. The reposition not going to be there, plus the stopwatch trying to buy for time, but there's no sign of the red side. Very, very good pick coming through. That's exactly what you need. Kassadin in the mid lane. They've sent Jack to try and answer him. I don't know if Jack can actually deal with the Kassadin all in though, unless he's under turret. Reyanked. Massive counter River Gate chunked down a half. Tier 2 turret is taken down though with Raven and the red turret. Oh, that's not what you can do. Not doing what you need to do as the Pike. And Mancakes to follow up as well. He does get the kill on the support, but will that be worthwhile support? Otherwise, Jax, like I said, not able to deal with the Kassadin unless he stays on the turret.
And it seems like Red Raven is a very, very fed boy now. Actually doing so much damage. The Pike was almost, I think, 2 or 3 shot there.
Cast is OP. The chase, the walk, the disengage. Will they turn back on? There's no vision in that brush if they do so. Regangs there, but Kassadin with the root position.
That's actually a very fast Nunu boy.
Popcorn used. Mr. Not Regang needs to be careful. Red Raven has invested the ulti already for the extra movement speed. Rift walk, not going to be enough. Beautifully played by Red Raven using the prediction on the spell shield to negate the all-in for Mr. Not, but Tar trying to walk this one off. He is in a little bit of danger. Tildosaurus very, very far away, but Regang not able to drift around the wall, unfortunately, so will not be able to catch him, most likely. Doesn't mean he won't try. Baron on the siege.
Actually, the death time on Mr. Not being so long, they can't actually afford that since he is the only person keeping pressure in side lane, so ATG can't finish the game. And with him being dead, they can just literally take the Baron and walk into the base, and there won't be any pressure against them because that's what's been keeping them off of the base. The only reason they didn't take that mid tower is because they had to send people back to base to deal with Mr. Not, and him being dead, there's no pressure from GG side whatsoever.
That was actually a very, very dangerous Baron attempt. I mean, even though Elise wasn't close by, I'm not sure if they knew that, and the Baron was down to like 300 health hits on stage. Regang did not have the smite available, and I'm not too sure what happened to the consume. Maybe he used it a bit early, not realizing the smite was still in a few seconds cooldown. So that potentially could have been a position to throw the game at. Because, I mean, GG with Baron would pretty much be game. Let's see if ATG can walk it home. Because it's asking if the death time has changed at all during the current patch. I don't think so, not as far as I know of. I mean, it does get longer the later the game goes, but otherwise, Regang just chilling in the bot side, trying to get some vision control. Kassadin maybe opting to just back off here. He needs to rotate up to defend as the siege from the ATG side does start through. Nice little stun coming through. Tibber saying, how's it? Jax trying to find Castle. Needs to be careful. He does not win that 1v1 either, but doesn't mean he won't try again. The stopwatch has been... Oh, no, no stopwatch. My apologies.
Jackson does so
Sense.
much damage. This Jax is a fed boy, and even him, he can't actually keep up with the Jax's damage at this stage. Cash it in. Backline.
Monsoon from Janna trying to keep everybody alive. Frosty super low. The stopwatch has been invested. Even though there's nobody on him. Caston trying to get the kill afterwards, but the stopwatch is going to be working on. And Red Raven getting the double kill already. He's in a very good position. This is looking like the one ATG win. We may be just going to game number 3. So the redemption does come through. And Hamilton falls. Last member alive going to be faster. And I don't think anything Elise does at this point makes a difference. And that will be ATG taking the second match. Dude, is this a year of the underdog? What is happening?
I mean, maybe. Maybe we need... I don't know. Maybe it was just a win and pick ban. I think that's one of the biggest problems of this game. I mean, GG had a very early game pick type comp, and they didn't work out well for them. I mean, Mr. Not scaling really well, and he's the only one who did really good that game. So you can see that the scaling comp won this game, since ATG just had so much better scaling than GG. And yeah, I think that putting Jax in the top lane first off was one of the first draft victories that ATG had, and having this bot lane against Pizza, obviously, that has the Lucian, the second win in my opinion. So I think it's pretty much I think GG just have to change up their draft, and I think that should probably secure them a third game if they play as well as they did the first one. So we'll have to see what they're going to change in the draft phase. That's pretty much my opinion on the matter.
Yeah, I mean, despite the fact that Riven plays so well, I honestly feel like Nunu should get the MVP just because of the fact that he just, every single gank that he applied worked. He ganked, I think, twice top lane, got himself a kill as well as Jax, and then moved those ganks to the boss of the map to try to get Sivir and Janna ahead, and they have this really, really strong win condition on that Sivir Janna combination, both super, super high win rates at the moment. And honestly, I would be very surprised if they get that Sivir Janna combination in the second match.
Yeah, I think now GG is going to be on blue side as far as I know. So in my opinion, what they should be doing here now is maybe first pick Nunu away, since we know that KS Foster is actually a Nunu player himself here on GG. So first pick away the Nunu, and then actually get themselves the bans on Sivir, or first pick Sivir for themselves. So they either need to pick away Nunu and ban the bot lane, or pick the bot lane and ban the Nunu, in my opinion.
But nonetheless, guys, let us know who's taking the series. 1 for ATG, 2 for GG. Game number 3 coming up shortly. We're going to send you the post-game highlights, and we'll see you in a few minutes for game number 3. Mutes. Oh. Possible to mutes. Oh, hold that thought. Red Raven with a very early expulsion, but the fast flash is not going to work out as he does connect the last take. The flash and the W damage plus the ignite not going to be enough to take him down, unfortunately. Red Raven forced to burn both the heal and flash and will go down for the first blood of the first match of the night. Still going to get the last auto attack, but here comes Phantom.
Oh, so close.
Or Foster rather, pushes him away, does go down, unfortunately. Pancakes, first death to the side of GG. Can they make the double? They do make the double actually, but here comes Mr. Not, the flash and the loss of damage. Mr. Not, or is that Gothrider Miller? Just doesn't. Flash out for the disengage.
The amount of gold lead here from GG, building up a few hundred gold lead now. Mancakes getting caught off here.
Disdain for the disengage. The regang coming through, living up to the name. Punish on the Mancakes. Misses the taunt though. Mancakes, lots of legs, but not able to pull off that fear beyond death in time, unfortunately. Looking for the 1v2. Disrespect a bit by staying near the turret. So it looks like he is respecting that a bit, maybe Mr. Not calling that away, but looks like a mid-gank attempt coming through from the Sejuani. The open Mozart has come down. Nothing good for Sejuani. The lockdown, the chain CSC will be there, and it's quite an easy kill. Very nicely played from the side of too good for Red Raven as they do apply so much damage. Red Raven flashing away from the Chandler Sloth. The ultimate Gale not going to be enough to keep him alive, unfortunately, but Foster just narrowly surviving. Batar, self shield coming through the ignite applied, but Batar will be able to survive, luckily enough. And that's going to be multiple plays on the bot side. Good faster gank. The repeat gank. The top side of the taunt is there. Sejuani locked on. Does not. Wait, does actually hit the target. Didn't recast it though. Maybe just changed his seat. So looks like Mr. Not able to teleport up and get the kill on a Shen. Regang showing no fear. Here comes Faster. Kill secure Faster, that is. Just the pushback. Mancakes caught off again. What is this, dude? Over and over again. But the descent will allow him to get through the gap, actually, Mancakes. Locked it down, no ultimate or flash available, not going to look for it, maybe go over the pit into the Baron, but not going to happen. Shazaz gets yet another 4-man rotation from the other Arrow. Tilt showing no fear as he does get the 3-man taunt into the Hero's entrance. Teleport coming through as well. Frosty getting the first kill onto the support. Chandler starts the flash away, so he does get knocked back thanks to that onslaught of shots. Very nicely played actually from the side of Arrow.
GG is a very tanky team, so you can almost, if they were to be put behind, if Mr. Knot didn't have his 4-for-1, Mancake's is going to look to get pick Mr. Frosty off here and
return ulti, not going to keep him alive, it doesn't seem though. Mancake's super low, the DPS, hang on, that's a little bit too much frost.
taunted into the tower, so they're not going to try and over-invest for that.
Red Raven burning his spell shields. It looks like Tilt trying to punish him for it. He does get the connection onto the snare, but they have them frontline. Jazaz there to block him, and it looks like a bit of an overinvestment until the source. Multiple members on the side of GG so low. The boomerang's gonna be there. Must have not trying to get some sort of recovery for it. Red Raven narrowly surviving. As we have
Spawn that much more than Triforce.
the regank just contesting the chickens camp. He does find him. Mr. Not. That's one camp he did not expect. The onslaught has pushed him back in with Mancase landing that fear beyond death, but the teleport in from Shen thanks to the ulti allows for regank to negate the recast or the threshold required for Mancakes to numb him. Teleport once again. Or walk it off. The stopwatch has been used, but he may just go down. He does go down to the poke damage as Tiltosaurus does it. Die. Red Raven now left with Patar flashes of the wall. Very nice flash. Patar finds Jazazim instead. No landing of the taunts. Red Raven sidestep going through, but Patar finishing off with the auto attack, and that's going to be Mr. Knots. Shen taunt or Shen shield's going to be there, keeping a little bit of life. He has the Shen trying to keep Mr. Knot off his face, but Patar will finish him off with the repossession over the wall with that phase. And come back to Daddy, says Mancakes. Very, very nice fight. Tiltosaurus potentially for a flash taunt. Doesn't opt to pull it as there is not enough.
Yeah, just the one thing to remember here, Mr. Knot did not go for the double mana item, so he is going to run. Ooh, okay, Red Raven pretty out of space place there. Gonna get picked up by Mr. Knot, and he is dancing on his body.
Going down so early. Frosty not very tanky here as entrance. Taunt. Overinvestment from Shiz. Reganked, Mancakes, faster. Said you want he dead. Red Raven last member alive in the team fight as well as the team. And
the attack. The attack.
Gank.
Oh, gank onto Mancakes.
Just as him. Mancakes flashing out. They're trying to exploit the Mancakes again in this match. He's so low. The flash in the last auto attack will be there. Chandler's last force does engage. Heal has been invested by the bot lane. Red Raven. Kill off, unfortunately. The opted escapes the repeat gang. What is going on? Mancakes teleported back, and here comes the reset. Mancakes is not having a fun time. The permanent 1v2 in the top lane, and he may just go down. He does the flash. I don't think it was required. They weren't playing that win condition. So, capping a Jax is a completely different story. Oh, faster. Frosty. The flash disengaged, and he has to try sidestep the potential Kakuna, make him 3, but will not be required as not takes him down.
We're gonna get a Fiesta here in bot lane, but both mid junglers actually going to mid now. Elise actually just turning around.
Tiltosaurus, spell shield not required, gonna be able to connect with the Chandler slot. He does get Cocoon Chain CC. Tiltosaurus getting the first kill on the bot lane from this interaction. So good job to him, nice little play. Spell shieldman. Looking to try and get some sort of pick here. It looks like Patar might be able to dash. He will not, does get locked down into the Ignite applied as well, but Todd does end up going down to Raven, picking up the first kill for himself. Reganked, snare under, or just out of the range of the turrets.
Mid lane pretty much instantly.
Oh, Red Raven. Chandler's not flashing. Oh, sorry, Red Raven flashing away, but the X will hit the spot, unfortunately, above the threshold. The flash of the shield gonna be there from Challenger, so I'll try to keep him alive. Does take on the support though. Patar is stuck between Challenger and Reganked. Nice little cheeky double tap on the Q, and Challenger slot the last for Reganked. Just that some Mancakes. Bit of a trade on the top side. Ensemble forces there if he does opt to go for the back off. Mancake still in the chase. Ultimate has been pocked as well. Oh, misses the ultimate, unfortunately. Massive jet in the shield. Tiltosaurus going down a chat. 3, 4, go.
Got him.
Now under siege, so it should be quite an easy gank thanks to the new consume as well as smite combination on the other side of the map. We have faster picking up the eye. Might just die for the reposition onto the scuttle as there's Mancase walks down. Very nicely played so far. The flash ultimate can be flashed away by Jazaz. A lot invested into that, but no
top lane is now open up for Mancakes to roam away with this Malphite.
No bot lane. Rolling. Red team turret pulling on the top side of the map. Flash in a driven look for the damage. The last attack's gonna be there. He takes out Patar. Goodbye internationals. But tier 2 siege on the top side coming through. So we have the Rift play very
instantly. So it seems like he's going to go for Phantom Dancer. I don't know. I think IE would have been really, really nice in this stage because he's so far ahead.
I feel like this. Oh, hang on. We'll retrain the midside. Frosty, what are you doing, Mr. Knots? Finds Telesaurus. He has no ultimate, unfortunately, but Mr. Knot will be able to finish for the kill. I was gonna say, like, if this is a 1v3 situation, here goes Red Raven. Looking to pull the damage, he might just get Red Raven, or he might just get Telesaurus for what he does. Mr. Knot super low, though. He needs to be careful with his 300 gold bounty on his head. Red Raven wants to carry this game. It's like one of these solo key matches. Is that this is one of the matches where Mr. Knot has to step up. Oh my gosh, let me finish my sentence. Red Raven popping the ultimate, but nothing to come through from it. He's just trying to. Red Raven's literally just trying to like mess with the team's man kicks. Stopwatch has been cast a little bit too early though.
The tanky boy with that Rod of the Ages is not going to take too much damage.
One of us to catch out Red Raven. They do get the pick though, the mastery taunt. Comes down onto Baton, just showing. Like if Nunu's gonna catch him, he's gonna catch him, not the slay. But it's a good thought. Potentially could have used the popcorn to his advantage with the flash auto attack or something. Red Raven taking the full cowl into that depth from below. It's also playing it very nicely. As once again, Red Raven could have potentially 3 damage. Just narrowly survived. Need to be careful with the flash. Jump from Jazaz, very, very nicely played. Cassidy, Red Raven in the backline. The stun gonna come through the chains. You see Mr. Knot with the stopwatch, trying to get out of this one. Jax super low. The snowball gonna be a little bit early. Regank. Must not picking the kill onto Jax before he battle versus Elise. Regank initiating onto Mancakes. Mancakes has the ultimate available. Needs to be careful. You can see Red Raven sort of running in place, waiting for the Mr. Knot. Or not Mr. Knot, sorry, waiting for Mr. Mancakes to miss his ultimate, which he does, unfortunately.
And like I said before,
Few games, unfortunately, no few games tonight, as there are a lot of casts to do. Definitely will have some tomorrow, though, as there are hardly any VS game matches on a Monday ever. Frosty does get caught off, though. There's the 3-man sandwich, just ignoring on the Annie.
and this is exactly what I was talking about.
The big fight between Nunu channeling the ultimate case. The only one that's going to get hit by that, though. Regank to the front line, back line on. Will be Totosaurus. It's pulling out one of the players. Unfortunately, won't be enough as the crit does come through. Red Raven looking for the damage. He does get the last auto attack. Faster, not in a position to help out. This is exactly what I was talking about before. The side of does get a 3-man knock on the back line. Nunu popping the ultimate plus. The Monty Gen ultimate not required though, as there was no follow-up. Just as in the backline, gets the 1v3 kill on the Baton. Just doing so much work. What is going on? The flash and looking for the damage. Andy not able to get the stun though, but the finish wants to double for the top lane. Just as Jax just doing so much work, and that Nunu early game and very set from Pike, which is not going to be likely. But Riven takes the mana. Nunu looking for the snowball. Does get the Banshee's Veil, but Frosty able to catch him out. That's a big squish onto the Spider. The reposition not going to be there, plus the stopwatch trying to buy for time, but there's no sign of the red side. Massive counter. Red Raven getting chunked down a half. Tier 2 turret is taken down though with Raven and the red turret. Totosaurus. Oh, that's not what you can do. Not doing what you need to do as the Pike. And Mancakes to follow up as well. He does get the kill on the support, but will that be worthwhile? So you're ready for the extra movement speed. Rift Walk, not going to be enough. Beautifully played by Red Raven, using the prediction on the spell shield to negate the all-infamous Nut, but trying to walk this one off. He is in a little bit of danger. Totosaurus very, very far away, but Regank not able to drift around the wall, unfortunately, so will not be able to catch. And we're back, game number 3 of the VS Gaming first series, GG versus ATG. So this did you honestly expected to get to this point, dude?
Well, to be honest, I think like I said in Champ Select as well, the ATG comp was better, but it was just the win conditions for GG was super hard to actually get. And I think they were banking on the fact that they're going to get Pizza very far ahead on that Lucian, and then it wouldn't matter that he's an early game champion. But the fact that Red Raven got so fed and that the Jax got so fed just meant that they couldn't literally just ride on Mr. Knot being a melee assassin that tries to like split push. And I just think that the comp didn't allow them to win. So I think it was pretty much a comp loss. Just from the start, and their win conditions. Well, it's not like they didn't have win conditions at all. I think they still had some, but it was just too hard to pull off. And the fact that Pitar was pretty much a null factor the whole game meant that it was like either get really good picks, which was super hard to get, or went through the sidelines, like we said. And Mr. Nod did actually as much as he could. Like, there was nothing more he could do. He literally got an inhibitor by himself in the top lane. He tried to push as much as he can, but there's just some stage that you can't get anymore. And I actually called this either pick away the bot lane or get away the Nunu. Actually banning away the Sivir, not taking it, and getting the Nunu. So both of those champ select factors that I did call did come true, and we're going to have to see if GG can pull off the Nunu like ATG did.
Do you realize what's just happened though, dude?
What's up?
They've banned the Sivir, the Jarvan, and the Anivia, but they've left open the Red Raven twitch.tv/, dude. How do you leave Red Raven's Twitch open?
I don't know. Well,
they're not picking it.
He said in Champ Select he's too scared to pick it against his team, so we're gonna have to see if he's fine with that. I like the fact that they're picking up the Jax again. I think that was a really good pick for them, and it worked really well. Other than that, picking up I think Nautilus would have been actually a pretty good pick. Since they have the Nunu now, they're gonna have to either get maybe the Sejuani again in this team, so they can have a front line. Otherwise, they might struggle a bit getting a front line. I think early gank potential is also really good. Actually gonna get the Nautilus away to ATG side.
So they have the Janna lock-in, so they were prioritizing that quite a bit. But we have the Kai'Sa Nautilus lock-in, like you mentioned, super good bot lane.
And I think this is a really good pick. Kai'Sa being really strong at the moment, plus having Nautilus. I don't know, Janna won't be able to deal with CC like this. If you're standing in the front and you take Nautilus ultimate, you're gonna die. If you stand at the back and potentially letting the ult pass through your ADC or anyone else in the team, that might be a bit of a problem. So I think Nautilus is a really good pick here, and they have the scaling now on their team, which they lacked in the previous game. So I think in this case, they just the comp is looking much better this game than the last game.
I mean, like saying that is a Nautilus flex pick. We have seen Mancakes playing the Nautilus in the top lane before, so potentially could go to tilt or top lane Mancakes. Have to see what happens with that. But I like the Nunu steal, honestly. I feel like he's done a lot of work with that Nunu pick. But the Jax being let through once again, so we saw once again, we've seen Jax being played quite nicely in the previous series. Next phase of the bans will be the Kassadin as well as the Sejuani. But what's up, Daddy Jody? Welcome back.
Is that Sejuani ban that I was talking about? So taking away another frontline jungler. So I mean, both games now, Challenger Sloth. I mean, reganked has been on the early gank potential tank duty, and having both those now picked and banned away will mean that it will be a bit harder for him to pick another champion now. Also, Rice, Kassadin, Nico, and Wukong being picked away. So at this, even the Morgana is pretty much also a mid lane ban. So at this stage, Mr. Not getting a lot of bans against his name. Also not wanting to go against that. Annie again.
They liked him that Tristana posted the Twitch. So he's honestly not comfortable in a 5 setup, which is pretty interesting. I mean, he does have a very weak early game, but does it warrant for the Tristana pick instead? My life asking who's in Korea, that would be Professor from South Africa, currently living in Korea, coming through to watch the cast tonight. It's a bit of an earlier stream than usual. So
I think JW is also in chat, so we actually have two South Africans currently in Korea watching the game. Unless they have both fallen asleep, which is okay, I guess.
Tend to have that effect on people. Kappa. Sion lock-in said will be the Sion top. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Sion top Nautilus support. Waiting for the mid lane lock-in. We got the Fizz. They picked the Annie again. That's very interesting, dude. Like they said last game, they're not going to pick Annie into the Kassadin, so they banned the Kassadin away. But I don't know. Did you feel that the Annie didn't much work last game? Maybe just completely taken up by the Kassadin?
I think the Annie struggled a lot. Only coming online late game. Also the stun helping them a lot later on. But pretty much other than that, I think the Annie wasn't really good that previous game. And actually getting the Urgot as well now. So I think both teams actually getting a really good pick ban phase. Other than Era Frosty, seems like... Not sure if it's a champ pool issue or this is just... Oh, Browface is actually still awake. He commented in chat now, but other than that, I don't know. I think
I am Korea.
a different mid laner is necessity in this game. I just think the Annie isn't that good.
So if you guys haven't already, let us know who you think is going to take game number 3 of the best of 3. 1-1, 1 in chat for ATG, 2 in chat for the side of GG. Comps now divulged. We have the side of the top lane versus the Urgot that has been taken stolen away by the ATG side. First in the mid lane, first the Annie, Kai'Sa, AD carry versus Tristana from Red Raven. Chaos Faster picking up the Nunu, take away from the side of ATG. versus the Jungle Jacks and the Janna support versus the Nautilus support. Honestly, I would have maybe liked to have seen potentially like that Jax top lane and the Urgot jungle instead. We've only seen one jungle Urgot so far, and I feel like it's sleeper OP if not OP already.
One weird thing that I'm seeing here is both teams not banning or picking Silas as well. I'm not sure. I think GG Mr. Nod has played Silas before and it was really good. So I'm not sure why that's not maybe being picked up. I think that's a really good pick, and I think more teams in South Africa should be picking it up. It's such a good a champion at the moment. I think Kingslayer is way too overpowered. You think you're going to kill him and he just Kingslayers you for basically half his health. It's really good.
So Dangerous mentioning how he doesn't like the Jax jungle into the Nunu jungle, not the greatest of matchups. I mean, I don't really know the ATG's player pool outside of Red Raven that well, so I can't really comment on what they can and cannot play, but we can always say what we would have liked to potentially have seen. But nonetheless, I mean, the side of GG pretty tanky. They've got the Scion as well as the Nautilus Nunu versus the Urgot potentially Jax when he gets to the late game. But I don't know, Sinister, who do you feel like won the pick and ban phase?
I think it's a much better pick and ban phase from GG this game than last game. I'm still not going to say that Annie is good enough. And I don't know if Tristana is that much of a comfort pick on Red Raven. So I think I'm going to rather go for the fact that they have Kaisa really broken at the moment. I think Not is going to pop off with this fizz against the Annie. Scion Urgots is just the usual noodle slapping. Other than I think Scion Mancakes likes to last time they played against WRG, he used his TP very effectively with the Scion into bot lane to make an early play. So I'm expecting something similar this game, so I think I'm going to go for GG on this one.
Okay. Kaiser's curse applied to the side of GG then. Honestly, the Fizz is quite a nice, pleasant surprise. I mean, we haven't seen him start play Fizz in ages. Have we even seen him play it this year, Deep?
I think he has, as far as I know. I can't recall what game it was. I can quickly look up the Gould archives.
Otherwise, yeah, Tristana is one of Red Raven's comfort picks to an extent. Honestly, nowhere near his Twitch, obviously, but he's clearly not comfortable with the weak laning phase of the Twitch. I mean, Sivir has a spell shield to play safe, etc. But I feel like Janna could have got him through the laning phase, maybe. He's into a Nautilus though, so keep in mind. Can you jump out of the Nautilus's hook like a Blitzcrank?
I actually don't know what that interaction is. I think you should be, as long as he times it really well. The thing is, with a Blitzcrank hook especially, there's a really good audio cue for you to when to jump. Once you hear the click of the hand grabbing you, then you jump. If you jump before that and he grabs you mid-air, he's actually going to pull you back. If
yeah, you've got to counter his jump. You don't counter your
the hand has actually grabbed you, then you jump out of the grab.
It's not like a Thresh hook. Thresh hook has 2 stages to it, so it still yanks you back kind of thing. But a Nautilus hook acts like a Blitzcrank hook.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think it should work. The thing is, though, like I said, not a really great audio cue of when you should jump. So it's going to be a bit tricky, especially on SA Ping, to make sure that you W on the right time. Yeah, Daddy Jordy saying you can. But like I said, I'm going to have to see if just Red Raven is going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, so basically the late game is going to be a bit questionable. At least the late laning phase, that is, the bot lane. But like, Nautilus, Kaiser, a lot of potential. But, I mean, hopefully Janna positions well so he doesn't get caught up by Tildosaurus. We saw him in the Pike last game, got a couple of very cheeky hooks that worked out quite nicely for them. Late game didn't work out, unfortunately, kind of dropped the ball with regards to that. So yeah, it looks like everything's correct. We'll see if there's going to be any invades this game. I mean, they have the Nautilus, Dredgeline, as well as Mancakes. The thing is, you do not want to invade into a Scion. That is one of the champions, is a massive no-go. So I'd like to see more of a spread coming through from the side of ATG. Do you expect the top lane cap again?
I mean, they've done it 2 games in a row, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do it a third.
Otherwise, Danny Jordy's saying Ezreal would be a very good pick. Unfortunately, I don't think Red Raven's comfortable with the Ezreal. It's one of the champs that he struggles a lot with. Still needs to pick it up properly, or be comfortable with it rather. Very good vision control coming through from both sides. Five-man and walk around. Bit of a cheeky stack coming through.
I actually quickly checked through the GG past games. I can't find the Fizz game, but I do know they played it last year in the finals against WRG. Didn't go too hot for him. He struggled to get the correct picks.
Uh-oh. Hang on.
How does he know?
What? Freaking hacker, dude. The
That's
random
so
key
hacky.
stack
What?
brush finds Shazazz
That's impossible.
faster flashing out. Frosty's popcorn used for the disengage does flash back in. Mr. Not looking for his second kill. This is not good. If he gets this, this lane pretty much done. If not already, he does get it and regained. Counter strike. No stunner for just a slay.
Okay.
Pancakes with the 5,000 IQ.
So 2 kills already going over to GG, Mr. Not.
The blind key regained. Mr. Not. The mancake's just making up for the last 2 games. Honestly, I feel like that's pretty much game done. It's gonna be incredibly hard to come back from a 3-for-0 fizz, especially Mr. Not's fizz.
Yeah, I think he shoves this wave in, goes back for an item, and then he just slaughters this Annie.
The Fiesta's not down yet. Clown Fiesta, you're all invited. The flash in looking for the knockup. He does get it onto Mr. Six Legs. Just as I'm able to walk it off though.
Mr. Six Legs with the shotguns.
3 kills
Other
on
than that,
fizz.
you can already see an early shove in
Deep.
from the bot lane. Peach are getting a small lead, so the leads all around already being accumulated for GG. Tiltosaurus?
What?
That doesn't work, my friend.
That's a mancake's boop noise, dude. You gotta add a quack in on that edit.
Quack.
Quack. That's not a pike, dude. You can't throw it through walls. It's Chandler's laugh. That's Red Raven popping the heal already. So, I mean, 3 kills onto a fizz pre-level or pre-first wave means that Addy's gonna get dove on a turret multiple times this game. So yes, that the repeat gank at the top side, but it's actually gonna be the side of GG applying it this time. Taking a page
Feels
down
like
the
I'm
ATG
watching
rank.
some sort of reverse replay.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like that 10-minute break between games gonna like turn everyone on their heads. Just complete fiesta. Wait, what? Wait, what?
Interesting.
Oh shit, bad time for a transition. Regank the top side looking for the double counter strike. Mancake does go down. Just does end up dying too to the Mancake's passive.
So we have 6 kills 3 minutes into this game. This is a very fiesta game so far.
Yeah, I feel like that was a spectator bug. I felt like Tiltosaurus flashed the safe spot, then did this long range like reach over to get the passive stun onto Janna. But guys, this is fiesta mode for the last 4 minutes. 5-1.
It's already a 2,000 gold lead for GG.
Yeah, we
4
started to
minutes
see
into
what
the game. They like if they go on like this, they're gonna start getting 1,000
I mean,
gold lead per minute.
Fizz is already based. He spent his gold. He's got these items, and he's looking to pull the trigger. Looks like the first gank in the mid from Faster. Outside of that Fiesta, Frosty does go down. This is just gonna be like literally one entire game of highlights.
Yeah, with Daddy Georgie just pointing out that both top laners are on
5 CS
5
to 5.
and 7 CS respectively.
Now what is this, like the 3rd or 4th wave?
Yeah. So it looks like it's just fighting in top lane and no CSing at all.
Just full on Fiesta, dude. Yeah. So this is not like this is the kind of match we expected from this GG first era team. I mean, it's like sort of like
ATG.
mid top. Sorry, did I say era again?
Yeah, I said
It's
area
Frosty
again.
because I've got a habit of looking at the players' names to grab the team name I forget. So, for example, look at Mr. Nice, GG, Tiltosaurus, GG, Mancase, GG. You just see error because he's the only member from the side of ATG that has it in his name. Despite, I mean, you don't need it in your name because of the club tags, but like, yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yep. I get you, my dude.
Disengage, but it looks like the pull will be there. The dredge line connection. Red Raven a bit of trouble. He did buy the heal earlier, so he will go down for it. Tiltosaurus finally getting the hook around the mountain. And we got Mr. Not Frosty. Going on bot side, regank, looking for the 10. Just trying to catch a wave. I don't think they need to play too aggressive. Regank, what are you doing? Counter strike. Walking back into the stun, looking to get Baton. The ignite has been applied. A little bit of damage. Chandler's blocked. And that's going to be a kill on the Baton into the double kill on the Baton. So, that, like I said, no reason to do that. And just adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, at this stage we're still going for 2 kills per minute now, friends. Can we make it 3?
Right, let's get some guests in chat. Kennedy already saying 20-30 minute game. I'm saying game's done in 22 minutes.
I'll call it 21 just to be different from you.
The Drake don't want to, like, I mean, you're giving kills to Fizz and you're giving kills to Kai, so those are the two carries that need to get fed in this team.
Not to mention that they still have a really beefy front line with the Scion and the Nunu.
I don't feel like there's anything that these guys can do at this point, Fiesta.
Because Nunu can also get the Baron very early because of the Smite consume. And GG Miggy saying it's pretty much open from here.
Yeah, I feel like at some point we just switch to the WRG game that's going on at the moment. GG isn't even level 6 yet, which gives them constant engage power. If anything, I feel like bot lane for that ATG needed to win. They lane pretty hard to get them back into this game. But they just gave over multiple kills to both Batar and Tildosaurus, so they're just as fed as not at this point.
I mean, the only kill that they have on ATG side is a kill because they dove the Urgot under tower, which gave him a return kill. Other than that, they would have been a 9-0 at this stage.
Batar.
Yeah, there's the Scion gank we saw from WRG game.
Tildosaurus does most efficiency kill onto Jenna. The tap is there. Batar has the ultimate. Where you going, Riven? Careful. There. Yep. I was about to say you gotta stay on the turret, dude. You can't walk away from that one once you've been tapped. Yeah, the ATG side, their comp, they need a scale. Tristana scales, Jack scales, top lane scales as well, and they've just lost laning phase way too hard. That the 500 IQ knockup from Magix is doing too much work here because that kill pressure we expected. Was unfortunately not getting the damage. Nice little flash out from Frosty, but that will be on cooldown for the next 5 minutes.
Actually, a lot of return damage coming from a 0-2 Annie with 35 farm. And Challenger Sloth gonna run into the team. I don't know why.
Yeah. I feel like that's the tilt on the show, dude. Oh. Next one up, Red Raven. He has the flash field. Up starts to use it, goes for the jump instead. Hop, skip, jump. This is
maybe both of us going to be wrong about this game. Maybe it's gonna go pre 20 minutes.
To the 15-minute finish. Oh, Miggy, that's rude. What are you doing, dude?
Good copy pastas, guys.
Professor saying ACG bot lane looks like my bot lane, so I'm so lucky. I'm tilted to bed. Professor not even gonna stick around for the WRG series, dude. But Air Frosty finally going dancing as he has no. Hang on, Mr. Knot, what are you doing, my friend?
Inting?
What?
I think can somebody change the copy pasta to hello, Mr. Knot? Please don't make it too obvious. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a bit of an interesting. You're not gonna lie.
Please check Mr. Knot's PayPal after the game.
Yeah, Knot's lead running to his head a bit.
And actually, shutdown goal going over to Annie. What is she going to come back with to lane? This is the turning point, friends. Why not next time?
Not able to finish the Rod of Ages, unfortunately. But did get a bit of gold back, so that makes it only a 6k lead in favor of the GG side.
I mean, Annie changing up her build a bit. Last game, she went for the Luden's Echo first item. This game, she's going to go a bit more defensive, understandably so.
Not got annied. Got annihilated. Annihilated. No, that makes no sense. Challenger Sloth with the questionable positioning does get caught out. Tildosaurus with the cringe line to the face. Batar. Oh. Repositions Batar. Tildosaurus. Gets faster. 16-2. Yeah, so basically this is how the games tend to go when it's like a top or mid-top tier versus like bottom Prem. Not saying ATG don't have the potential to get further up. I'm just saying that as a newer team into Prem, they tend to struggle a lot more against the more established teams that maintain that high position in Prem. I mean, GG side came second last year, like very close to first. So this is the way that we kind of expected the series to go, but they did a very, very good job in the first 2 games so far.
Let's see if ATG 0 can also at least take 1 game off of WRG. They did manage to do it in the cup, They went 2 for 1 again. WG still won, but they did actually manage to take a game off of them. So let's see if they can mimic the results or do better this time, actually.
This team, I was gonna say Clan Fiesta for some reason. But can lock up beautiful Janet Tornado, gonna be able to negate the Mancake stun follow up from that ultimate. Micro Snowball, the knock corner, square hitbox, Mancakes. Regank the massive jump into the counter strike. He's looking pretty good for the side of ATG. A little bit of an early ultimate pushing it back. The members of GG side for the Janna. Reganked. Monsoon. Was able to pick up that bot side scuttle.
Actually, looking at my friends list, it seems like the WG game is 25 minutes into game already.
Okay, so no quick stun yet.
Nope. Actually, looks like I don't have everyone on my friends list, but 25 minutes. Oh, Dana gonna get picked off.
That was actually a very, very cheeky engage by Tilt, landing the dredge line.
Yeah, we actually WG Azrael on Aatrox and Clax on Ezreal, actually.
Not residency. What's up, Alpaca? How's it going, dude?
Oh yeah, Nautilus's Q has been busted for way longer than just this meta.
Mr. Not going for the soft end. Does go down for it. I don't know what's up with Not and overcommitting, it seems. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, go check out the Twitter. I retweeted a post about Nautilus's hook versus, like, the range indicator versus the actual hook's distance. It's actually disgusting. I think there's an extra quarter on the end.
Siege Nord makes me want to scoop my eyes out. I mean,
Yeah,
that bug,
win.
right, has been there since I picked up Nautilus in season 5
Yeah,
or 4, I
the range
think.
indicator
Like,
for that thing is
it's not
busted
recent,
from
and they
release.
haven't done anything about it. I don't think they're going to do anything about it now.
Yeah, I'll probably complaining more about the 1v1 potential for Nautilus versus the AD carry. Yeah, for some reason they overstatted him way too hard, and then, hang on, Red Raven. Repositioned Patati. This is just a slaughter fest. I don't even know if I want to watch this anymore. I mean, the chances of coming back from a 10k gold deficit at 13 minutes is, like, almost certain, huh? So Nautilus was pretty much unplayable on scene, and then they patched him twice in a row, like buffed him, and nobody touched him for a while. Then he just suddenly like popped up when they got played in the pro scene again. Just zazz him.
Zazam actually staying alive much longer than anticipated, but still is going to go over. I think he's actually worth the most gold in their team, so a good amount of gold going over to GG Mr. Not there.
Mancake's most comfortable champion is definitely the Scion and the Urgots, in my opinion. Fun gameplay for the whole family to enjoy. For the carbs. For the vitamins. Dredge line connection, Red Raven with the knockback. Says no thank you, not interested.
Rifted all going over to Nunu there. Dana.
I don't think I've ever seen Mancake's gameplay before, I'll be honest.
For some reason, I remember someone playing Gangplank. I don't know if it was him. I remember us casting someone that had played Gangplank before.
Was it not or something?
Could be. I know, actually, interesting enough, speaking of GG, KS
Not used to
Faster
play
when he was
Gangplank.
still in Forbidden, I remember him playing mid lane and actually playing a lot of Gangplank. Actually really, really good at it. When it was still Forbidden Prime D.
Okay. What was his previous name again?
Back then, I can't remember now.
Wow. Yeah, another pick Mancakes likes to do is the Nautilus top lane we mentioned earlier. These Gangplank takes skills, says Alpaca. Actually, that a very, very intense champion to play. Barrel combos and the whatnot. Faster.
It was your left nut was his name back then.
Is that left nut?
That's left nut, dude.
Oh right, that makes sense then.
Yeah. He was
No.
decent properly recently.
Yeah, Lisa properly, gotcha. Yeah, at one point I was actually meant to join a team with left nut. Baton, Red Raven. Like they asked me to join them the Forbidden side, but then I can't remember the reason I didn't. I feel like I was given another offer that I took. I think that was the royalty side, if I'm not mistaken.
But is it a solo queue champion, Daddy Georgie? Will he actually play it in a competitive environment though? Does he feel comfortable with it? I think actually, if he does manage to play it competitively, it is actually a really, really good competitively at the moment. It does fit in with the whole Gangplank, Ken and Vladimir top laners. That's much more in the meta.
Stopwatch, Frosty, Shelly. Oh, hello. I don't think that's the desired target, but gotta say that Ogre looks quite scary in that skin when he gets the ulti casted. Might just find Mancakes anyway. Mancakes second death not gonna be there just yet until the Source managed to pick the kill onto the Janna. Jack's the second member of the ATG side now dead. And Mancake's looking for the stun despite being on no health whatsoever.
If anyone hasn't noticed, GG Tortosaurus actually having the most kills in the team. 809 on this support Nautilus with support items.
Supportless. Oh! Not able to connect, but the damage charge will be able to knock out the stunner. After getting the kill. Sion dying for it. Gangplank was permabanned versus him over a year in competitive, so he practiced a lot on other champions like Sion. And he got good at those. As soon as Gangplank becomes top tier, you're 100% sure it will be picked, otherwise banned versus him. He's the only SA Gangplank player I have ever seen do barrel come as well. To be fair, Daddy Georgie, Gangplank hasn't been a really meta for a long time. I feel like there are a couple of other... My mic, what's that noise?
Still can't hear you. Don't know what happened. Maybe check your cable.
Hello? One, two, one, two, one, two.
There we go, you're back.
What's that scratchy noise? Alright guys, apologies about that, I don't know what happened. Maybe the mic cable a bit dodgy. Like I was trying to say, I don't know what point it cut out, but Daddy Georgie, there are a couple of guys who can play Gangplank somewhat decently in SA. I know Mr. Not Player at one point, who else? There's another guy. Lespion says he can do Baron Combos. Lespion can play Yasuo as well apparently. Not sure about that one there, don't quote me. But yeah, there are a couple of SA players who can play Gangplank somewhat decently. But he hasn't been meta in so long that we just don't see him anymore. Depth charge. Dredge line. Dead man. Reganked. Oh! The tap into the repositioned baton. Really nicely played.
Oh, that was a spicy ditty.
But can you do that land at the Lisbon still speaks? Dude, I'll tell you, if anything in Lisbon... Oh, hold on, got Mancakes. Addy. Faster. If you're beyond death. Don't know what Science Q is called. What is Science Q actually called, dude?
Science Q?
Does anybody know, guys?
It's something smash, I think. Decimating smash.
Got a smash. Decimating smash. Gotcha. Yeah, so if anything in this round is probably like the top 5 best interviews at VS Gaming ever. Like you can interview a lesbian about anything.
Admit, his interviews are really good.
If you can interview a lesbian about anything and he'll feed you information, even if he has no idea what it's about. But you'll believe him.
Doing it with
the man's
a
got
nice
a time for
raspy
words.
voice.
Like you want to clear your throat from a phone.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Daddy Georgie, and I wouldn't say that it's not a good champ at the moment. I still think it's very good in a competitive environment as well, if played well. But I think it needs of priority as well. So if GG would be comfortable enough to not like gank bot lane all the time and more concentrate on top lane, like almost like ATG did with the Jax the previous game, I definitely think a Gangplank would be really, really good for this team.
What's up, McLean? Welcome back, dude. If you guys just joining us now, currently game number 3. First game going to GG, second match going to the ATG side, third match, I'm pretty confident to say that's going to go to GG. But we're jumping into the WRG ATG match after this different ATG side. I mean, would they go for a 1-3-1 account with the Gangplank? Because I mean, I think GG's playstyle tends to have like Mr. Not in the side lane as well, so they'll have the Gangplank, Not side lane, and then 3 in the mid lane. Wave clear. Lisbeth saying my issue with the Gangplank is it requires the perfect execution like Jason, Riven, etc. Yeah, Yasuo, etc. All the highly mechanical champions. I mean, I think Jace is... honestly, Jace is not worth the investment as an SA player because Jace requires incredibly low ping to get all the full combination potential out of him. Now, why would you play a champion that you could not potentially play at full potential? Lack of a better word.
The only problem I see with that is as we saw with Mancake's before, is he likes pushing in the top lane, and with Gangplank as well, if he shoots the barrels into the minions the whole time, he's going to naturally push the wave a lot. And if teams take advantage of it and gank him the whole time like they did in the previous games, it's not going to end well for him. That's why I say even if the jungler doesn't gank, just being topside and making sure that he doesn't get camped, I think is very important.
Dude, have you seen a Nunu build with Protobot before?
No, I think in this case,
Mike's doing it again.
yeah, I think he's probably just. I'll make a plan. I don't know if it's the cable. Is it fine now?
One, two, 1, 2.
Is it my mic doing something or your
No,
mic?
it's my mic. You can keep talking. What happens? Like I think I'm bumping the cable that's like loosening the back of the mic or something. Not entirely sure.
Weird enough, I think my cable is also giving issues.
Yeah.
When you have fancy mics, folks, and you have problems with it.
No, it's not the authentic cable. I think I lost that. So I'm using another cable which doesn't fit 100% in sometimes. This bot has caused SSI for 0 for 9 for 1 and 0 for 10 for 0. Dude, welcome to SA, where the KDAs are spicy and the teams are sometimes questionable.
We are almost still at 2 kills per minute. They've gone a little bit under now, but it's they're still there. Oh right, our spook's actually pointing out that they have 5 protobots.
I feel like that was intentional, not gonna lie. But
I mean, it's not like it's a troll on Kai'Sa. She does scale really well with AP, so it's actually still viable.
they did blind pick the Annie, right?
No, they picked it into Castellan, I think.
Where they picked
Oh wait, no, the
Annie...
Castellan I think was last pick. Yeah, I think they blind picked it.
No,
Yeah,
no, this is Fizz.
yeah. I mean Fizz. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't understand a blind pick Annie pick. I mean, in the first place, it's a very niche pick, and
I'm starting to wonder if Era Frosty has champ pool issues. Not sure. I don't know
Let's play
exactly what
Malzahn.
his champ pool is. Actually, let me quickly check the good old Kuriori spreadsheet. I think I have done research on him before.
But nonetheless, guys, we're jumping into the WRG series in just a second. Just want to move this mic so it's actually standing, it's not falling over. But GG well played. The series going over the side of GG. Third game, very one-sided, not even close. But Sinister, looks like we have Silver Chat again. They predicted the ATG not winning the, GG not winning the second game, but the 10 votes to 1 in favor of ATG is a bit questionable. Bias caster, what do you mean?
Actually seems like we already missed the first game of WRG. The game is over, so we're gonna have to find out from someone what happened.
But guys, we'll check the post-game stats quickly, and then send you guys over to those post-game recaps. I know that may have missed anything, but nonetheless, we'll play to GG side. Guys are doing a lot of work, a lot of protobots, etc. So you said WRG match is already finished.
They're not in game anymore, so I'm assuming.
So we'll jump into the WRG's game number 2 just a bit, guys. Yeah, WRG taking the first match. So post-game highlights. Sinister, any thoughts on the game?
I mean, game 2, like I said, I think it was mostly just a drafting issue from GG. And other than that, I think they played really well. Obviously, showing the third game where GG did a much better draft and they pretty much just stomped the game. So maybe just look at the drafts maybe for next time. Other than that, I think ATG actually playing it really well.
100%. But yeah, guys, unfortunately, don't think there'll be time for a post-game interview, so we jump into the second series. And we'll see you back in a few minutes. Get the coffee, get the popcorn, and what.